welcome aboard. Happy Friday. It's so good to see you all. I hope you're doing well. Guy in a plane says, how is the instrument rating going? We're done. We got it. We finished it. Did it today. Yeah, so if you guys were around, we had a little bonus stream on Monday where Twitch put me on the front page, and a whole bunch of people came in and said hello. And then, yeah, as I mentioned then, like that's check ride was going to be at some point this week, and it was today. It was blowing, so I had to fly from my airport up to the airport where the check ride was at. 49 nautical miles, so it's not technically across country, which kind of sucks. And it was blowing about 15, gusting 25, if not more, all day. Both airports. It's crazy. Winds aloft were out of the northwest at maybe close to 40 knots. I was seeing no more than 85, 90 knots over the ground on my way up to Sanford today. It was pretty crazy. So, yeah, Oxbox, send it. You're welcome to publish delivery if you want to as well. I'm not gonna say anything about that. Especially Fly Purdue, who wants to have the Purdue P on there, even though it's got my lovely tail number. You know, you should leave that. Yeah. Tigers 1904, good to see it. Raw ATC 21. I was up in Sanford, not Bradley. Yeah, so I'm up to Sanford. Yeah, so we flew up there, did the oral, did the check ride, flew home. It was bumpy enough throughout the check ride that, like, towards the very end, I'm like, hey man, like, I need a second. I was starting to get air sickness because, like, I was super nervous. I probably had too much coffee. I hadn't had enough food to eat. Like, all these things were sort of stacking up, and yeah, it was a rough end of the flight there. But we sort of just cruised for a few minutes. I cranked the air on myself. It was like 12 degrees outside Fahrenheit, which is really freaking cold. I don't know what that comes out to in centigrade other than really freaking cold. And so just had that blowing on me, and eventually got enough of my stomach back. I'm like, all right, let's go shoot this last approach, and we'll call it a day. Who would I have for a DP? I used Don Martell up there. I used Don for my PPL, and I used Don for my instrument rating. Highly recommended. He's a super nice guy. Really, really good DP. He's really fair. And yeah, I like he's got a great sense of humor. Like, it's a fun, you shouldn't describe a check ride as fun, but it's interesting. It's good. Like, you want to go to somebody, you want to talk to somebody you've got some sort of rapport with, somebody you can connect with, because it makes you feel more comfortable when he's laughing and having a good time. Even though it's a serious thing, even when he's laughing and having a good time, though, like, it helps to put me at ease, helps to put you at ease. And if you're in the New England area, highly recommend going up there. Yeah. So Fly Purdue, what's happening is that FAA examiners are no go. They're anybody who's on the FAA's payroll is no bueno. If it is that's 20 years, okay. If it's a DPE, so if it's like an independent examiner, a designated examiner, then they can continue working. The caveat there is that none of the stuff is going to get processed until everything opens up. So ostensibly, I could find myself in, I think it's 60 days that my temp lasts for. In 60 days, needing to go get another temporary because we haven't gotten the plastic yet. So we'll see what happens. Captain Joey Dutchy, good to see it. Anybody else I miss? Keoken, how you doing, man? It's good to see you, buddy. Haven't had internet all day. Thanks, Comcast. Try to watch my phone. We're glad to have you here. Eagle 11, welcome aboard. Cirrus Max, good to see you. 120. What does 120 mean? What's next for being an IRL pilot? Just recreational stuff. Yeah, so I wanted to rush to get the instrument rating because the thing about having the instrument rating is that it doesn't open that many more days of flying, but what it will open is the ability for me to be more confident in cross-country trips. So I can plan a longer trip, or I can plan a longer time to be away, or I can actually plan to fly somewhere and be reasonably certain that I can make that trip. Now, the thing that'll keep us from doing it are things like, squall lines and thunderstorms and the really bad stuff, which you can just put the plane down and wait usually. But, if there's like a 3-day stretch where the ceilings are going to be, 1,500 broken or 1,500 overcast, like, I can fly in that stuff now. and I can be assuming that it's not the winter time and icing and all that. 120 days. Okay, for the cert. I got you. Thank you. Yeah, so we got plenty of time. So I can be confident now that I can fly in that. I can plan those trips. Like I've got some trips planned. You know, in April I'm flying down and doing some stuff. In June we're going to be doing a big bit of flying, and it's going to result in me, you know, hopping down and doing some fun stuff. More will come with all that. But yeah, that's the whole reason to sort of get the rating is for confidence more than anything else. And yeah, it makes you a better pilot. Like I'm more conscious about my altitude. I'm more conscious about my, you know, my lateral path, and you know, I'm kind of more in tune with how everything works. Yeah, I got my piece of paper. That's all that matters, man. HD Simulation, good to see you. Transfactor, welcome aboard. Macy J84K, happy Friday. It's good to see you. Flying Joe, welcome aboard. Anybody else I miss here? Tessor 904. When is the multi-engine starting? So what's next? And I'm sure we'll talk about this a lot. So what's next is that I'm going to take the next probably year and enjoy my license. I'm at 106. I just crossed 160 hours today. So that puts me 90 hours away from a commercial rating. I eventually want to get a commercial rating and a CFI. And I think that's going to be a next year, like a 2020 project. So this year is just going to be fly, get better, experience as much as I can, you know, bring as many people in and introduce them to flying as I can, try to meet up with people, try to just have a good time with it. I didn't really get to enjoy my pilot's license this year. Maybe did 3 or 4 flights that I would say were really fun and sort of enjoyable, where I got to take people and go someplace. But I also, like, I've flown 96 and a half hours in the last year, which for a weekend warrior is crazy. That's a crazy amount of time to fly. And I'd say 50 of those hours have been at least 50 of those hours have been in the service of my instrument rating. The other 46 or whatever has been, I did some safety pilot stuff for a friend of mine, and sort of stuff like that. So like we've done these little fun like day trips and whatnot, but as far as like really like stretching my legs and really using my rating, I don't feel like I've been able to do that yet. So that's my goal this year. To do some, like, I really want to do some multi-day trips. I'm thinking about, you know, I'm going back to Indiana in August for the DCI finals. I'm thinking about maybe flying back for that. And just kind of doing some stuff like that. So as far as further ratings go, soon. The next rating will be the commercial rating. The rating after that will be the CFI, the CFII. And then if there's a reason for me to pursue a multi-engine and a multi-engine commercial and all that, then we deal with that down the road. But those aren't cheap, is what that comes down to. You know, those are a much larger investment of capital than a commercial rating, or like the CFI is not going to be, well, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's not going to be quite the investment of capital and money that any of the multi-engine or some of the other stuff has been. So they have a mountain checkout in the U.S. They have there are some mountain courses, but I don't think they're required for anything. Do I want to be a pilot? I don't want to be a professional pilot. No, I'm very happy doing what I do. You never know what's going to happen. Like, you don't know what's going to happen down the road. The things could change. An opportunity could arise. Like, I'm not explicitly pursuing being a pilot as, you know, a career. I never thought that I would be making YouTube videos for a living, and that's what I do for my day job now. So who the hell knows down the road, right? Rygorian, good to see you. Ryan87, welcome aboard. Aviator BGA, good to see you. VGK Flyer, happy Friday, thank you. From flight simming to instrument rating, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's a riot, man. It's absolutely a riot.
Our best. Cheers.
South Carolina Gaming, thanks, man. We'll do the formal thank yous in a few minutes. Chevy Rule 727, good to see you, buddy. You should break that instrument rating by flying down to the DC area tomorrow afternoon and evening. Dude, it's going to be awful weather tomorrow. I don't have Fiki in my 172. Finbar, good to see you, man. Brapsity, how you doing, buddy? Happy Friday, my friend. Super Ready Tom, welcome aboard. Thank you, man. Online or in-person ground school? I did all my ground school online. I did not do a formal ground school. I did self-training for all of the material. I did use, who the hell did I use? Prepware. I think it's prepware.com. Prepware.com. I think it's ASA. Yeah, so I used Prepware, ASA's their test prep stuff, which was here's a question, here's a bank of questions, go take a test and all that. But I didn't do any formal ground training. I just read the books, I read a bunch of study guides, watched a bunch of videos on stuff, and sort of picked it up that way. John Fezzik, good to see it. Flying Drill, welcome aboard. I did 172 or PA 28. So I did my instrument rating in a 172. We are 6-pack, but we do have a G5 HSI. So we do have one little piece of glass as the HSI, which is hugely awesome because you don't have to sit there and fiddle with like redoing the DG constantly to match the compass and all that crap. So yeah, it was nice. Yeah, the 172. Our 172 is pretty good. Matt, thank you very much. Happy Friday. It's good to see you. Rye used to comment. Good to see you, Trey. If you're going to Indiana, you need to hit me up. Absolutely, dude. Trey, next time I'm back in Indiana, I'm hanging out with all you guys. Don't worry. Or next time I'm back in the Fort Wayne area, I should say, I'm hanging out with all you guys. The next time I'm back, the August trip, I probably will be down in Indy again. Look at the fancy aircraft. Yeah, look at that one. That's right, Toto. Somebody's flying along with us. Star Tim, good to see you. How you doing? Bill Farrelly, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Toaster 712, welcome aboard. We're taking this paper airplane out for a cruise in a few minutes. Yeah, we're getting there. We got to talk for a little bit, man. It's been a crazy week. Angry Pilot's good to see you. Says he uses Gleam. Everybody uses their own thing. Space Danny, welcome aboard. Is this flight produced delivery? What? Come on, man. Come on, dude. I went to Purdue as well. Just so you know. It's not only Pete is not the only person that's gone to Purdue. Just to throw that out there. I went to an engineering school and I studied management, which is what you do when you go to an engineering school. Yeah, it's good. PU Boilers, welcome aboard. Look at me if you pass up through Purdue. I'll do that, man. I need to get up to the university again at some point. Like I haven't been up there for like 3 or 4 years, or probably 4 or 5 years at this point. And it's definitely things have changed. BH Wild, good to see you. So you got a sweet talker over dinner before you get into it. Oh gosh. The Mount, welcome aboard. It's good to see you. So yeah, it's been so that happened. That was today. I didn't want to talk about it outside of a vague sometime this week because I'm not big on like are you nervous about it? Is it going to happen? Like I didn't want to deal with all the questions and stuff. I also didn't want to deal with, hey man, it got canceled because the weather sucked. Because I'll be honest with you, it almost did get canceled because the weather really sucked. Like I do not recommend doing your check ride when it's like 18 gusting 30 because we weren't far from it. The only reason why I decided to move through with it or to follow through with it was because the winds for both of the airports I was flying in and out of were generally down the runway. So when I landed at Sanford, I think the winds were 300 at like right around 18 gust 28, we'll call it. It was high teens, high 20s, and but it was blowing at it was the runway was 320 and the winds were 300. So it was relatively like straight down the runway. If it had been a significant more than just 30-degree crosswind, I would have just called it. I would have said, you know what, we're gonna do this in the day. Because I'm not in the mood to get destroyed like that. But homecoming this year, that maybe we can make something work, Pete. I got to figure out what the timing on that all is. Business management, my major. There you go. When I say if you went to Purdue or familiar with Purdue, I was an organizational leadership and supervision major. OLS. That's where the athletes go. Because I was super lazy. Toasted Donut, good to see you, my friend. Cup of Joe to go, welcome aboard. I want to check out your PIC so you call it whether you're going to go flying or not. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. And the thing is, like, I had to fly to my check ride. So my check ride was 49 miles away. So I had to make a 45-minute flight up there just so I could have the privilege of taking the check ride. And then a 45 minutes ride back, half-hour ride back home. So that was it as much as anything else. And I would have no issue of canceling it. I was, like I said, I was close, but I'm like, you know what? We're going to have these kind of days where we have to fly. I'm sure you did better than my FO the other day with a 30-knot gust. Hey, man, I'm not making any assumptions. Wolfie 2671, it's good to see you. Jalen Morris TV, welcome aboard. Did I file IFR home? Nope, Josh, here's what I did. I took off. I went to 3,500 feet. I basically turned the radio off once I got clear of my untowered airport, and I left it that way until I got back to Beverly. I didn't talk to anybody on the way down. I had zero interest. It was the same thing going up too. Like it was no. I was at a safe altitude. I was watching for traffic. It was a clear day. I could see everybody in front. Like I could see really well in front of me. Like there was no reason why I had to talk to anybody. So yeah, I just banged it VFR direct. I did not feel like doing anything with ATC. Definitely didn't feel like filing and all that. I postponed my first PPL check ride as well. Forecasted probably 40 for. Oh yeah. You don't want to deal with cumulonimbus. Nope, not a chance. My PPL check ride got canceled, I think 3 times before we finally got it scheduled. And it almost got canceled the day that it happened. It's funny, I was talking to the examiner about that today. You know, we're like, hey, because he says to me, hey, didn't we have kind of crappy weather the last time I had you here? And I'm like, well, so what happened is, again, I had to fly up there. And my field was reporting, I think, 2,300 overcast. But you could see that like 10 miles in that direction, it was fine. Like it was clear in a million. And everything north of us was clear in a million. And our field was going to be clear in a million at some point very, very soon that day. So I made the decision to just go. I totally went against my endorsement and scud runned, 1,900 feet up for, 10 miles and then climbed and was fine. But that day was a little bit sketchy too. Are you going to work towards a PPL multi? Down the road, perhaps. If there's a reason for me to get my multi rating down the road, then I will pursue it. I won't get a multi rating without doing a commercial multi. Like, there's no reason for me to have just a multi rating because I'm never going to fly a twin engine plane unless for whatever reason I can find a way to get paid for it. Yeah, Chevy, I used Uncle Don again. Stealth Bob, good to see you, Bob. How you doing, man? Happy Friday. But yeah, so that happened. Otherwise, it was a pretty uneventful week. Aside from we had the Monday stream. So if you guys missed the Monday stream, and it's going to happen again the next 3 Mondays, Twitch is putting me on the front page for 2 hours for 4 Mondays this month. It's going to be from 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock Eastern time. And we had a really good group of people come in. We got some new faces to show up. Got a few new followers out of the whole thing, and whatnot. And it was a fun night. Like it was actually, we had a really good time. A good night of flying. Just a barrel of laughs and all that stuff. And returning to the roots, flying LAX to Las Vegas, back to LAX. Sort of the old school PilotEdge days when those were the only routes that you could really fly. So we did that on Monday, and then otherwise just kind of been hanging out, man. Like it's been. I don't know. It's been kind of a whirlwind of a week. Like this rating was sort of the focus of my entire week, getting paperwork together and studying and cramming and kind of sort of last minute stuff. So, yeah, this Monday we're gonna fly the 737. I think we're gonna fly up in Pacific Northwest, and then maybe I think the first flight's gonna be another short one, and then the second flight we'll do something a little longer for the people that stick around. GA multi's kind of a lie anyway. Yeah. You don't want to like you lose an engine in a Piper Apache. And you're probably still not climbing. Eccentric One, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I had a fantastic time with that stream. ZZ Swifty, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Super 80 time, good to see you. Hadoken 77, welcome aboard. When am I going to be an aircraft owner, dude? When it makes financial sense for me to own an aircraft, we'll look into it. Right now, it doesn't make financial sense. TKM Sabers, good to see you. Anybody else I miss here? I think we got them all. Do you have VFR OTT rating as part of IFR? I don't know what VFR OTT is. Keep the ambassadorship for our beloved hubby up. I'm doing my best, buddy. I absolutely am. Big Bear Papa, good to see you. Or Big Papa Bear, I should say. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much, man. Hardest check ride besides possibly the CFI initial. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard. Insert name, good to see you. VFR over the top rating. You can fly VFR over the top without an instrument rating. That's if you really want to do that, you can absolutely do that. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can absolutely do that. Lost Kiwi, good to see you, man. How you doing, buddy? Idle Guns, welcome aboard. But yeah. So let's okay. I thought you said you failed your ATP, Chevy. I'm like, I didn't think you did, but I would have heard about that. So yeah, let's say thank you to some people and let's go do some flying. All right. So we got Half Shell Hero here for 7 months. He says maybe this will show up before we land. Oh, no, that was 4 days ago. Sorry. Half Shell Hero. Thanks 4 days ago. Let's go up a little bit further. There we go. Pilot YWG is back. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club, Mr. YWG. Cheers to you, buddy. Military Vet Gamer 81's here for 8 months. He says 8 months down. Been away for a while for the holidays. Happy New Year. Looking forward to another great year of streams. Looking forward to having you, Military Vet Gamer. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much, buddy. Interial24 is here for the first time. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club, and thank you for your support. Cheers to you, my friend. Interial24. Tech Claw's here for 24 months. He says, congratulations on the IFR check ride. Keep up the great work. I'll do what I can. Thank you very much, Tech Claw. Cheers to you, my friend. Oxbox is here for 22 months. Oxbox made this beautiful livery that we're flying tonight. Oxbox, thank you very much. He says, congrats on the rating. Cheers, buddy. Aviator BJA is here for the first month. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club, and thank you for your support, Mr. Aviator BJA. Cheers. Oh, we'll talk about the beer here in a second. South Carolina Gaming, thanks for the 1,000 bits, my friend. He says, love your stream. You're the best. Cheers. Thank you very much, Mr. South Carolina Gaming. Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate your support. Bubba Mattoon is here for 17 months. He's congrats on your instrument rating. I'm jealous. Dude, fair enough, man. Go get it, man. Just go get it. It's fine. Bubba Mattoon, thank you very much, though. Cheers to you, buddy. And finally, we got Jalen Morris TV here for the first time. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club, and thank you for your support. Cheers to you, buddy. What beer am I on? Ready the Cats. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing? We're drinking a beer called the 1620 by Ipswich. The Ipswich 1620 by Ipswich Brewing Company. It's a cool looking can. It's a very good beer. It's a New England style pale ale. So it's one of those beers I've been drinking a lot of. I'm having a largely dry January, except for today because I'm celebrating today. So I'm having a beer. What did you struggle most during the IR? Getting it done. I had so little motivation to fly under the freaking hood towards the end of it. But outside of that, it was just all the sheer memorization of stuff. I'm not good at memorizing things. Just to do an Indy Behold, no. NDBs are no longer part of the curriculum, so you don't have to fly those. I can see CFI being easy since you're always explaining what you're doing in stream, 90% of the teaching. Yeah, it'll be interesting, Chevy, to see how my experience compares to other folks. Like, I think the CFI, like you say, is going to be a very different one because I've sort of made my life teaching people for the last 10 or more years. That was a quick dry January. Dude, we're having one night off, okay? One night off. Still a better story than flight shops. Hey, I'm not going there. Anyway, guys, we're going to fly this plane tonight. This is the Eclipse 550 NG by Aerobask. Still one of my absolute favorite airplanes. Apparently, it's also snowing outside, too. Pretty crappy weather. We're in Salt Lake City tonight, where we can't actually see the other side of the field. So it's going to be one of those kind of nights. The plan this evening is to start off at Salt Lake City. Where's my thing? Make our way over to Eagle, which just went IFR. 1.25 snow broken, or snow mist, scattered 1,800, broken 2,500. Can we get down that low? Yeah. Oh, we can get down to 1,800, so we can still get in. It's going to be a little interesting, though. So we'll fly the LDA coming in there. So, yeah, so we're heading over to Eagle. And then from Eagle, we're going to make our way to Centennial because I don't think I've actually ever flown into Centennial, and it's a perfect little GA airport. So those are the two routes that we're going to fly tonight. We're going to keep it pretty much short and sweet, and we're going to do it in this plane, the Eclipse 550. Not much to say about it that hasn't already been said. I love this airplane so much. I really do. It's a good time. So let's fill this sucker up with fuel, get her pretty much all the way full, and we'll start getting her cranked on here. Poker 2012 Chew, good to see you, my friend. Snowing out here in Kansas City. It's supposed to get 4 to 8 inches. Nope, you can keep it. Don't want it. Do not want. Eagle's been garbage weather all day. Did it earlier, and it was below minimums. Well, if it's below minimums, we'll go mist, and we'll go somewhere else. All right, so batteries on. Bus ties. Jen will just turn everything on and auto. Get rid of the chocks and close the door. All right. Okay. Yep. Ooh, that's clicks are kind of loud. Transponder will go VFR for now. Yeah. Okay, so that's set. That's set. That's good. All right, so I think I filed my route. Did I file my routes? Yes. Jayla Morris TV, thank you very much for the donation.
For a year now, but have always stayed quiet in chat. Decided to finally subscribe. Congrats on your instrument. I'm currently in the process
of
my PPL in San Diego. Cheers.
Jayla Morris, thank you very much for the donation, buddy. I really do appreciate it. And good luck on your PPL. How far along are you? And are you gonna be done anytime soon? Your PPL is. I had fun during the PPL. Like I actually did learn some stuff during the PPL training. This you'll not found. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Cheers. We're gonna get to do that flight together at some point, man. Now that I'm done with all this training crap, I need to take a few weeks off so I can let the bank account recuperate a bit. Because my flying bill right now I think is $900, and then another chunk of change to pay the DPE today. So yeah, we'll take some time. We'll get that flight going at some point, buddy. CN6789, welcome aboard. Looking for 12 inches in St. Louis. No, I don't want that either. Nope, not at all. I think all that stuff is going to stay south of us for this round. All right, so let's do nav lights, strobe and beacon, or beacon line, I should say. Everything else we'll leave off. We'll go ahead and turn the engines on real quick, and then we'll call clearance and get moving. All right, overhead panel here. Let's go on start for the right engine. I like this plane because of how easy it is to get going. Put it in the on position and go. Bill Ferrelli, this is a plane that even you could fly. In fact, you know what? This is a very GA jet, Bill. Maybe you should get this at some point. Blackbox711, thanks for the host, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hello, everybody from Blackbox channel. This you're not found. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to be done with it. Steve PHL, it's good to see you. Black Box, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Happy. I'm guessing it's Saturday over there, right? You're in Europe land somewhere. Okay. How? Okay. Yeah. All right, let's go right engine or left engine now. Do do do. Do do do. What altitude am I going to? 25,000. Eclipse is the only plane I own in FS economy. After someone bought my TBM. Dude, I love the Eclipse. It's super good. Oh right, we got two good engines now. The thing that I always forget in this plane, or initially forgot, was turning on the cabin air to make sure we actually have some bleeds going. So we'll do that. Turn the windshield defrost on. Everything else here is good. Everything there is good. We'll go ahead and call clearance up, and we'll get out of here. Clearance delivery at, so we're at Salt Lake City right now. There's not really much to see because the visibility is super bad. But clearance delivery is 27.3. Let's see here. Where's that at? Over here. Boy, those clicks are really loud. Can I turn that down at all? No, that didn't do anything. Ah, I see what they've done here. Yes. Nope. Let's just do this then. All right, let's see here. Make sure I'm not overpowered. I can deal with that. Yeah, it's fine for now. Okay, so I said what, 27.3, 27.3. See if this thing works. Steve99, good to see you. Jonathan Cordova, welcome aboard. Anybody else? Zesta, good to see you. Dr. Deathstalker, welcome aboard. Apparently 1130 is out for realsies. It had me update to something. this evening. I don't know if that was the final build, if that was another release candidate or what. All right, so let's call clearance. We're talking to Salt Lake clearance. We're going to get our IFR to Eagle. RAFT. Oh, up here. Salt Lake City Center clearance. Good evening. Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra IFR to Eagle. Salt Lake City Center City.
717 Tango Sierra Salt Lake clearance. Go to the Eagle Airport. Rugged 1 departure. Make your transition then as filed. Climb and maintain 10,000. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 5250. Maintain 230 knots on the climb until advised.
Clear to Eagle Airport. Clear the Eagle Airport, Rugged 1, Meeker S filed. 10,000 on departure, 128.1, squawk 5250, 230 knots on the climb, 7 Tango Sierra.
November 7 Tango Sierra, read correct.
We're going to be climbing pretty slow at 230 knots, but I'll give that to you. For now, at least. Okay. I think that's Mr. Jameson. Haven't heard him for a while. All right, so let's do you out. And then we'll go to map FPL, insert KSLC, and then insert departure. Oh crap. What's the weather? Oh my god, really guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of us flying. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right then. we got the whole B&B gang going. All right, so Salt Lake weather 2605 knots, 2.5 mile visibility, mist, overcast 800. 2605. That means they're gonna favor. What are we flying out of here on? Is it gonna be 17? 17, yeah, we're only 170, think? I'm going to plan for 170. Doesn't matter. 17. Rugged 1. Meeker. Good. We brief this departure real quick. You think 3-2? Okay, we'll go 3-2. Insert. Delete departure. Insert departure. 3-2. Rugged 1. Meeker. All right, so let's talk about this departure. We're going to fly the Wugged 1 on the departure out of Salt Lake City, which says, well, that's kind of weird. Climbing left turn heading 340. (340) to 310 is assigned. Interesting. I'm assuming CCW is. Yeah, so they're gonna assign us. Interesting. All right, so climbing left turn 340 to 310 is assigned by ATC. Radar vectors cross Bubby at or above 11,000 feet. Track 054, yada yada yada. So we're gonna fly whatever they assign to us on departure, and eventually get vectored to Bubby. I can deal with that. I've not seen that before. That's very strange. Squirrel! How you doing, Paul? Thank you for 24 months, man. 2 years on the day you get your instrument rating. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Thank you very much, Paul. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Paul and I got some fun stuff playing this summer, too. All around Flight Sim Expo. Looking forward to it. All right. Let's go you. And we're 5250. Oh, I didn't finish actually doing my flight plan, did I? Oops. Alt reporting, enter. I guess we finished flight plan. Okay, so after Meeker, after Meeker comes RLG. RLG. After RLG comes Eagle. Check and check and check. Good. All right. So that's done. Our transponder's set. And then we'll set the autopilot up. So we're 230 knots on departure. So we're going to set vertical speed initially of 1,500 feet per minute. And that's 1,500 feet. So we go to 10,000 feet initially. Sorry, that's 1,000. Let's try this again. That's 10,000, and then 1,500 feet per minute. And we're going to change this over to sky view, and we're going to change this to whatever heading we get. So between 310 and 340 is pretty much what it comes down to. So speed is set, altitude is set, vertical speed is set, heading is heading is set. And I think we should be okay. Heading mode, vertical speed, good. Over here, we'll just put this on map. Terrain, maybe? Nope. Oh, yeah, none of that stuff works anymore. Traffic. I think they're trying to get this fixed, but X-Plane like 11, some version of X-Plane 11 broke a bunch of stuff in this on this 650 750. All right. How's our ice accumulation doing? I'm assuming we've picked some up. We're going to cheat and find out. Ice accumulation. Somebody told me about a add-on. Oh, no ice. Okay, we're good. No ice. Great. Somebody told me about an add-on that's supposed to tell me about this stuff. I just haven't installed it, so I apologize for that. Okay, so ground. No. Salt Lake ground for runway 1735 is 121.9er. Hey, ground point 9er. And tower for runway 32 is going to be 18.3. Cool. Good. And, oh yeah, we need to get the weather and altimeter and all that stuff. So we already said the winds are 2605, 2.5 mile visibility, mist, overcast 800, 1 Celsius outside. Outside temperature is 2. Okay, gotcha. And then the altimeter is 3025. Okay. Let's go taxi. Set our flaps. Come over here and get behind Max.
Ground, November 2, Romeo Fox, signature with
Paddle, good to see you. U.S. Vet Lima Mike, welcome aboard. Menzinski, welcome aboard.
Salt Lake ground, runway 35, taxi
RC Flyer, it's good to see you. Machine Pilot, how you doing, Mike? Good to see you, my friend. Piper Hawk, welcome aboard. Anybody else I missed? 3 Green Gaming, happy Friday. Ground, good evening. Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra is behind the TBM there with the weather for taxi.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Salt Lake ground, runway 35, taxi via Kilo number 2 behind the TBM.
35 Kilo number 2 behind the TBM, 7 Tango Sierra.
And Salt Lake ground, 75 November X-ray, also on the ramp with the weather, ready for taxi.
November 75 November X-ray, Salt Lake ground, runway 35. Taxi via Kilo, number 3.
Lost Kiwi in his little Eclipse.
And behind the Eclipse jet.
Oh, yeah.
All right, number 3.
Jink X51, good to see it.
Kilo,
Let's get high in altitude. You can get high however you want, man. Doesn't make a difference to me.
Salt Lake ground.
Harry Sim, good to see you.
Sierra Bravo at signature with the weather.
New sounds. There's been new sound of this plane for a while.
Runway 28 Sierra Bravo. Runway 35 taxi via Kilo,
yes,
number
the title means
4
exactly what you think it means. I did manage to achieve my instrument rating today. Finish. We'll say finish my instrument rating
so
today.
That's 35 Kilo, number 4 behind Eclipse jet, November 82 Sierra Bravo.
All right, 18.3.
Tower number 2, Romeo Fox, departure 35.
28.1.
Number 2, Romeo Fox, Salt Lake Tower, runway 35, clear for takeoff, wind 2605, fly runway heading.
Runway heading clear for takeoff, runway 35, number 2, Romeo Fox.
See I'm going to crank on the ice protection for this, by the way, because we are definitely going to have some ice on the way out of here. But yeah, they replaced the sounds in this plane, maybe 6 months ago or more. They're pretty good now. What runway is this? 35. Salt Lake Tower, Eclipse 717, take us here, holding short 35.
November 717, take us here, Salt Lake Tower, hold short, run 35.
Hold short 35, 7, take us here. Do-do-do, pull the park brake so we can be lazy. Aviator Alexander, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Started streaming under X-Plane. Any reason for the change? I don't know. I decided to change it. I made the change for the Monday night stream when we had the front page stuff, just because. And I don't know. We'll keep it that way for a while. Slim WP1, good to see you.
0,000 departure.
Oh, you sent me an email on this too, by the way. I apologize. I haven't had time to respond.
230 knots on the climb.
Cleared to Eagle County.
Oh, okay. It's clearance. I do not have Glitter Gulch installed. I'm actually running the default. I'm running the default Las Vegas scenery now.
025 and 230 on the departure 3 takeoff.
G Ghost, good to see you. Found the game, right game listed.
Number 2, Romeo Fox, contact departure.
So yeah, I don't have Glitter Gulch installed anymore. I'm using just the stock Las Vegas scenery, because the Glitter Gulch, not only did they not have the right runway numbers anymore, there was no exclusion zone set up, so actually you were seeing double buildings in a lot of places. Coast Pilot, I did, yes. Got the instrument rating done today. Very happy for that. Been working on it for over half a year now. So yeah, it's nice to have that out of the way.
November 2, Romeo Foxtrot, contact departure.
November Papa says flying and whiskey, perfect combination. I see nothing wrong with it. It's good to see you, my friend. How's the baby getting on? She's still breathing. She's doing good. She was watching TV this evening, which is kind of weird. She's she's at that point now where she's getting kind of fascinated by the colors and a lot of the stuff that are, well, I don't know colors, but a lot of the stuff that's happening on the TV. And, yeah, so we were watching some TV. We were watching,
November 7, take us here, runway 35, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 35, 7, take us here. All right, clear left. And clear to the right. So we were watching the Grand Tour, which is, if I'm going to get my child hooked on a TV show, it's going to be one with Jeremy Clarkson on it. But yeah, she's doing well. She's doing well. She's eating, she's sleeping, she's pooping, she's peeing. That's all we can hope for right now. Thank you, Coast Pilot.
Flag City Center ground, November 3 takeoff, GA with November running taxi.
November 3 takeoff,
3-5 identified.
4.
35 kilo, 3 takeoff.
Or 3 takeoff, Squawk 1
We should have taken this train into Jackson Hole where where it's one in, one out. Then everybody would have gotten holds. My 7-year-old, the wife and I always watch Top Gear and Grand Tour together. Yeah, dude.
And Salt Lake Tower 75, November.
That's a very, I don't know if I'll call it wholesome, but that's certainly a show that we'll work on.
75 November X-ray, Salt Lake City Tower, Roger, hold short, runway 35.
Hey, it's Brandon.
75 November.
717 Tango Sierra after departure, flighting 345, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
345 on departure, clear for takeoff, 357, take us here. All right, 345, there we go. Lights, camera, and action. Let's go flying. Power set. Crosswind there, you can feel that. Airspeed alive. Positive rate, gear up. We should be in the soup pretty quickly on the way out of here. Put the flaps in.
7 Tango Sierra, contact departure.
Departure 7 Tango Sierra. We'll see it. Select departure, Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra 5,200, climbing 10,000.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, Salt Lake departure, radar contact.
AJ's controlling now. We've attracted the attention of Western U.S., it seems. Our controller's out here.
Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, so let's do the autopilot on. 23,000 to 3,000. Keep our acceleration go to 230 knots. It's going to kill our climb performance. Alright, can do that. We go to IS mode now. That nose up there. There we go. It's Salt Lake City to Eagle and then Eagle to Centennial. So we should get some weather tonight. There's a Grand Tour car game that's actually gotten some decent reviews, which I think is kind of funny. Carl Lobo, good to see you. Yeah, usually you climb 220, but I was assigned 230 for this one. So we're only going to 25,000 feet. So the climb speed's not really going to impact us all that much. This thing climbs pretty well up into the mid 20s. Interesting. Not so sure about that effect. But yeah, this plane tends to climb pretty well into the 20s, so 10,000-11,000 feet here. We'll start getting turned. Oh, was it 230 or less? No, I thought they said 230. What's max rate for this? Depends on your speed.
260.
I think he told me climb out at 230 knots.
Contact to NorCal approach at 121.3.
You might have gotten 230 or less max because of your speed, or because of your your overall
Number
speed.
261 Alpha Bravo, contact Albuquerque Center 128.45.
Whatever, we're gonna do 230 anyway, which is super fast, but
November
it's fine.
2 Romeo Foxtrot, contact Salt Lake Center 135.77.
3577, number 2 Romeo 5.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We're still gonna fly 230. We will be just fine.
Number 261 Alpha Bravo, Albuquerque Center, heard you check and maintain VFR. Advise when you have the winds, low weather, and airport inside.
Seems like quite the plume of
November 7 Tango Sierra, turn right heading 100.
100 7 Tango Sierra.
Romeo Foxtrot, Salt Lake Center, climb maintain flight level 270. United 428, contact Salt Lake Center 125.57.
Interesting. So he's giving me a shortcut.
November 261 Alpha Bravo, no traffic observed
Probably
between you
get
and
direct
Winslow Airport.
upcharge
Radar
in a little
service
bit.
terminated. Squawk and maintain
Or maybe
VFR.
even
Frequency
meeker.
change approved. Safe landing.
Safe landing, he says.
Southwest 2488, I know I'm putting you across. Turn right heading 010. Intercept runway 34 right. Localizer track inbound.
We get the radar on? No, we just get the weather. Doesn't help me much.
232 Zulu NorCal approach. If you were checking in, verify you have the current ATIS information in Monterey. They'll be landing on the 10s today. Expect ILS 10 right. If you have another approach request, please advise.
That's fine, whatever. Just leave it on that. The terrain, they broke the terrain in a recent patch for X-Plane, so that's kind of a bummer. Just keep our rental power going. There's really nothing, like, this plane's so simple to fly. I think that's one of the reasons why I like it.
75 November X-ray, climbing through 8,000 to 10,000.
Turn the lights off.
Number
Good
7
there.
Tango Sierra, proceed direct to Upjar. At Upjar, resume the rugged 1 departure maker transition.
Direct Upjar, resume the departure at Upjar, 7 Tango Sierra. So we'll come down here,
November X-ray,
up
solid
jar,
departure, radar contact,
to our
climb maintain, flight level
waypoint,
230.
and then over here, nav.
Up to 230, Sim 5 November X-ray.
And
428, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
there are no speed restrictions or altitude restrictions to worry about here, so we can just go. We cool.
American 319 descend via Eagle 6 arrival.
You can fix the change by changing the data ref for the vanilla GTN from 0 to 1. I don't know what that means. I'm not going to touch it right now. But yeah, I'll look into it, man. If you just shoot me a PM or something, let me know about that. I'll check it out. I'll check it out for the stream. I don't want to risk breaking anything right now.
American 319, make runway 26 transition.
Yeah, she got some smoke coming out the end there. It's okay though. The plume is large.
So 2488 descend and maintain 3,000, so 4 localizer cleared Alice, run 34 right approach.
Oh yeah. Love this little plane. It's so good. So we'll see how the stacker and whatnot works.
3,000 until 7 on the localizer cleared Alice, runway 34 right approach.
That was kind of a mess. Two, three. There's like 4 Western US controllers on right now. That's kind of weird. Like there's not that many of us flying around, but
Departure, November 820, Bravo, 6,900 for 10,000.
All right, 820 Bravo, Salt Lake departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
good plane to hop in and fly
230,
with. Yeah, minimal. So that's kind of what I was looking for, man. So I wanted to fly something that was not really, I didn't have to think too much about tonight. And this plane pretty well fits the bill. My brain is shot, put it that way. Like I've been up since 6:30. Actually, I've been up since like 6. And I just...
Number 7 Tango Sierra, contact Salt Lake Center 135.77.
3577, 7 Tango Sierra, we'll see it. 3577.
November 5 November X-ray, clear direct, Bobby.
Yeah, I needed something that wasn't too complicated this evening. I was kind of like, you know what, I kind of want to fly some GA stuff. And then I said, oh, you know, how about the Eclipse? And the guys were like, that's not really, like, that's a jet. I'm like, that's GA enough. This is GA that even Bill Ferrelli could fly. Just saying. Salt Lake City Center, Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra, flight level 187, climbing flight level 230.
Or 717 Tango Sierra, Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain, flight level 250.
250, 7 Tango Sierra. Yeah. So yeah, we had some crappy weather, or crappy winds, I should say, all day. Almost scrubbed the flight. Decided to fly up there. It's a good time. Did the whole thing. It was a good time. I don't know. It was a day of flying, that's for sure. This Sunday,
November,
I think.
5 November.
Yeah, this Sunday, a friend of mine's coming in town tomorrow night. He's up here for work and whatnot. He's gonna stop by here for a night on the way, and we're gonna go flying Sunday morning. So
November
flying
2 Sierra Bravo,
down
clear
to
direct, Bobby.
Southbridge,
Resume normal
Massachusetts,
speed.
the Red Baron Diner, and we're gonna go see. We're gonna meet up with Max and one of Max's, actually Brad M. We're gonna meet up with him as well. So be a
November
good
5
group of
November,
us.
resume normal speed.
How long would you check ride? About an hour and a half. So the oral was maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. The check ride itself was pushing an hour and a half. FlightAware only shows it as 40 minutes, but that's inaccurate. We were definitely going longer than that.
Radar contact, climb and
Flying
maintain,
Jackal, how you
flight
doing,
level
buddy?
230.
Love you too, Jack. Kisses. This guy. Happy Friday, man. Hope you're doing well, Jack.
So the 2488, contact Seattle Tower.
The perfect reaction, Bill. Dr. Deathstock, you're gonna see it's barely a jet. Yeah, right? It's close. So, I don't even know what I was saying. It's fine. Oh yeah, we're flying this weekend. So it should be fun. It should be a good time. I'm looking forward to just doing some recreational flying now, and I'm gonna go check out a new place, which should be good. If you guys live in where the hell is Southbridge? If you guys live in the Southbridge, Massachusetts area, you're welcome to come join us.
293 Golf, Salt Lake departure radar.
I don't know that there's
departure radar
anything. Oh
contact.
yeah, I know where this is. Yeah, it's where the turnpike splits off and everything starts like going around. Yeah, so we're gonna go here. 3,500 foot runway. It's actually like 35 by 75 is pretty good size. All things considered. Place has got good reviews. It's one of those where a lot of pilots post say, "Hey, please go eat here and keep it in business." So it should be a good time.
Aircraft calling for descent.
How many times can I say it should be a good time tonight? Yeah. Thanks, Big Shiggy Pilot. It was a good time. It was fun.
2320 is send to maintain.
This you're not found.
maintain
Thanks, man. I saw the PM. Appreciate it. I will check it out this evening once I'm done here. Can probably turn the anti-ice off here in a little bit. I'll leave it on until I get through this wispy stuff, and then we'll look at cranking it off. So we're showing, what, 47 minutes en route now. We've got a nice little crosswind. Not much of a tailwind. We got 1 knot off the tail. But, yeah. 3,000 to go, 25,000. 230 knots we've kept. Again, I wouldn't normally climb at 230 knots, but whatever.
November 3 takeoff.
You got a 22 max? Nice, man. Good deal.
230.
See, I'm going down in a 182. Max is going to be cruising in style in a 22.
November 5, November X-ray, contact Salt Lake Center.
Max, does that mean you're available longer then? An aircraft powered by 2 oversized RC engines. Yeah. I think this plane still performs better than the hair dryers that are on the Citation, the 525 that Caronado released. Because those engines suck.
Center, November 75, November X-ray, climbing through.
But that being said, I would love to fly around in an Eclipse, man. Absolutely would love it.
November X-ray, Salt Lake Center,
It's such a neat looking plane.
290, 5 November X-ray.
I got a catch, Max. It's 328. I am 336. I'm a little faster than Max. I might actually catch him or pass him on the way up here. Would I fly an A380 on stream? Whenever somebody releases an A380 that's worth flying, I promise you I will fly it on stream. But as of right now, there's nothing worth. There's nothing good worth flying. Listen to the sexy Kiwi accent. Yeah. I'm sorry, but Aussie Benny H is the best accent on PilotEdge. This has been declared. It's been proven time and time again. Kiwi, you can have a nice second place. We'll give you a second place on the accent front, but Aussie Benny H wins that game.
Tower.
Nick Grecia, Nick Gressler, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Ask if I can extend to 1 p.m. and they said they will let me know. Okay. Well, if you can extend it, Max, let me know, because then my wife can go to the gym. We'll just push it back, and we'll push it back again. But, yeah. What is the best big plane? Ah, man, that's tough. That's actually a tough question. If you're looking for anything that's like a formal heavy designation, you're probably looking at like the 767 by Flight Factor. If Flight Factor, dude, if anybody made a decent plane worth flying, I'll fly it. I don't care what the, like, well, I won't say I don't care what it is, but I'm up for flying most good planes. That being said, if it has a reputation, if it comes with a reputation of not being that great, like, I'm probably not even going to waste my time. Like, I have a hard, fast rule on the channel, and I've held this rule for a long time. I refuse to be negative about a product. So the consequence of that is not that I kiss everybody's ass and say, oh, this thing's not got any issues and this and that. I simply don't show it. You know, there's been some times when I've flown some maybe less than good planes on here, and you basically see them once, and that's pretty much it. Like, and for the really bad stuff, the stuff that I hear about, I just don't even fly it. So I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of good. Unfortunately, I haven't heard a lot of good things about the 787 that's out. That could be completely baseless, but that'd be something, you know, down the road. But yeah, I'll fly anything that comes with a good reputation, or by a developer that has a good reputation, I should say. The new 989 is meant to be okay. It's just been released in the X-Plane store. Oh, you mean the 787? Yeah. I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews on that 787. So that's one of those I would have to get my hands on, and I have to fly by myself a few times. At the same time, I don't have a lot of interest in flying big, heavy planes. So like the 787 just does not interest me as an airframe. I'm sure it's a beautiful plane in real life. I'm sure it's perfectly fine, but it's just not one that I care about. So my interest in flying it in the sim is pretty limited. I'm much more interested in stuff like this Eclipse where we can't see anything.
Landing north, expect ILS runway 34 right approach.
All right, so what do we got for speed? Looks like we are still accelerating. It's a good sign. In the clouds and the soup. What about the Rotate MD-80? I love the Rotate MD-80. I flew that last week. We're gonna fly that on one of the Monday streams at some point. Probably a week from Monday. I'll fly the Rotate MD-80. Gas mask, good to see you, by the way. Happy Friday. I prefer the A350 IRL, bigger seats. Well, it depends on who's kitting it out. I'm sure there's some airline that's gonna kit an A350 out with tiny ass seats.
November 4 Bravo, clear to Beaker.
Continuous work in progress right now. They're going to get a custom FCC this year eventually, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they're going to get Puerto Rico's rain effects. Okay. I don't really work off of what's coming up. I always work off of what we have right now.
Jeremy Fox, 5 minutes off the deck.
The Flight Factor A320, I think it's a good example of one where a lot of people bought it wanting it to be something that it wasn't. And were sorely disappointed when that didn't turn out, like when it turned out to be maybe less of a product than what they had hoped for one reason or another. So I just don't do that, man. I buy a thing because I like a thing. All right, so this is our final speed. It looks like 6.1. 370 true. That's not bad. I think we're faster than Max. Max is 331 over the ground. I am 380. Got him by 50 knots.
Vectors, ILS, runway 10 right approach, line right.
And we can turn off the anti-ice. Do.
The 320 maintain 5,000 for now, expect 3,000 shortly.
Yeah, the rotating MD-11 should be fun. And again, just given their pedigree as a developer, I'm hoping I get in the beta for that eventually when it happens. But I won't hold my breath. For now, I'm happy and content. We have a large number of airplanes to fly. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of unique stuff, too. Like this Eclipse, I think, is a very unique airplane. In TBM, I can vouch for our performance that it's within a couple % of the real thing. On the Eclipse 550, who knows? It might be a complete spaceship in terms of performance. Yeah. I want to say they've come pretty close to performance, but I don't know. Like, Aerobask has a guy that does this work. Like, they have a guy that does the stuff for him. I know that the fuel burn in the past has been high, and whatever. Like, this plane has definitely not been without issues, but you know, it's a matter of priorities. Like, it's also like Aerobask stuff is significantly cheaper too, Toto, than your TBM was. You know, your product reflects the level of complexity and the amount of work that has gone into it compared to, you know, some of your competitors.
Roger, field is
I'm still flying faster than Max, though.
10 o'clock, 10 miles,
but I've got 2 jet engines and he's got a turboprop, so there might be that might be expected. Oh yeah, okay. How are we looking now? 32 minutes to destination. We need a good 787, a good 380, and we're set. I mean, we need a lot of stuff, you know. I want to see some RJs. I would love to see some RJs, some good RJs, before I would love to see a 77 or a 380. But again, the kind of flying that I do are these little like 30, 40 minute hops where it doesn't make sense to hop into a big heavy plane.
428 solid approach, cleared ILS runway 34 right approach, altimeter 3025.
TBM's all I fly now. I can't seem to go back to others. I've been putting a lot of time in the TBM, yeah. Mur 8771, good to see you. Took off right behind me. You're getting chopped.
Salt Lake Center, November 2 Sierra Bravo at 24 climbing 270.
It ain't going very fast, Layton. You guys are like all of you guys are somehow way behind us.
Contact Salt Lake Center 135.77.
Must have been due to the controller change that happened or something.
3577.
If I want to fly a turboprop, I'm going to be flying a jet.
And I'm on 3577.
I don't consider any of the dead to be my competition. I believe aircraft add-on market is a zero-sum game. It's a good attitude to have, Toto. I only say competitor because it's a good way of relating you to the rest of the developers. Like it's the same thing with like content creation and all that stuff. Like none of us are competing with one another. We're all working together to try to get the same stuff done. So yeah.
Salt Lake Center, November 4 Bravo.
Oh, if I want to fly a turboprop, I'm not going to be flying a jet. Fair point. Dude, to be fair, I'd still love to have a TBM IRL. Like, totally.
Or 2 Sierra Bravo airspeed.
Fueler 777, good to see you. Ruthless Terror, good to see you.
I'm climbing at 172 indicated.
SSG makes a crap aircraft. You know what? You take them for what they are. Their planes are fine. They're not fantastic, but they're fine.
Reduce speed 170 knots indicated if able.
Oh my gosh.
Say again, 13 takeoff.
3 takeoff and maintain 170 knots if able.
170 knots.
The 747s. I don't think the 747 is that bad. I really don't. I'm probably gonna fly that on the final Monday stream. I mean, it certainly isn't the greatest, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. It's kind of expensive for what it is, but hey, if you want to fly 747, 266 indicated. 7 take us here.
7 take us here. Ready to be 240 knots indicated if able.
All right, 240 knots. Clip 7 take us here. Bastard. 240, and we'll turn the auto throttle on. I'm all for full power, but
Bravo, I wasn't able to get my call in. I'm level now at 270 and increase speed.
Retard. For 2 Sierra Bravo.
Edward the Gamer YT24, thank you very much for your 4 months of support. Congratulations on the IFR. Thank you very much, man. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it.
For 320, contact Monterey Tower 118.4.
Be nice that controller isn't getting paid. What? He's getting paid. We're on PilotEdge tonight, man. They should be getting paid. Where can you buy the TBM 900? It's at xaviation.com. Total Rico can link it to you. It's his product. Oh, joke about the government shutdown. Yes, I got it. Okay, sorry. Whoosh.
Something is here. Reduce 230 knots for spacing.
230 knots. 7 take us here. Apparently we're at 230 knots.
Or 2 Romeo 5.
Oh, right. The auto throttle in this is not very aggressive. I forgot about that. Oh, there's 230 knots. Yes, I forgot that because it blew like way past 240 knots. All the way to 230 before it was going to start speeding up again. There's a South 340. Yeah, I'm thinking about flying that today. Probably do that next week. I regret going out at max weight. Friend of mine's trainee controller, not happy at all. I got a bunch of friends that are controllers, and yeah, it's a bad situation. I'm not going to get political though. It's not why we're here.
Tower 118.4. See ya.
How many IRL controllers are IMP for supplemental income? Woohoo. Woohoo. Lufthansa, will it be Lufthansa 748 in Europe now, man? The Monday night streams will be over here in the U.S. because we're looking like the Monday night stuff for the front page. Like, it's about doing the flashy stuff to bring in the people that aren't already part of flight simulation. So it's going to be mostly stuff here in the U.S. on PilotEdge, and it's going to be flashier airplanes. Like I've pretty much got them all. I've got most of the streams and most of the flights planned out already. For better or worse, I guess. We'll get a Europe stream going. I'll do Europe sometime. we'll probably try to do a Europe stream in February at some point. We'll do it on a Saturday afternoon. And it'll be one of those, like, I'll jump on VATSIM and we'll go fly someplace, have a good time. Try to decipher the accents. Thought about bringing pizza to the Norwood controllers. Well, so this you're not found. I think Norwood's a contract tower. So in the case of contract towers, they're still getting paid. It's the FAA guys. If you want to order pizza for somebody, find a way to order pizza for the guys up in Nashua that are running Boston Tracon, or the Boston Tower guys that are that are going to be FAA controllers. I think even Bedford might be FAA, but I'm pretty sure Norwood's a contract tower. Well, everybody doing flights in Europe. Yep. At some point.
For spacing, they expect level 250 as your final.
We'll do Europe stuff at some point down the road. But like I said, it's going to probably be a Saturday afternoon thing.
At a 428, contact Salt Lake Tower.
Kremling is RLG. Got it.
Or 32 Zulu, Monterey Tower.
I don't know for certain if it is, but I'm assuming. Like I know Beverly is, Lawrence is. I'm assuming most of those deltas are contracts.
Or 3 Takeoff, affirmative, center maintain final 250 is your final for spacing.
And what speed, I guess, 3 Takeoff?
The 3 Takeoff for 0 normal speed.
Normal speed, 3 Takeoff.
Let's see here. Eagle wind VFR, few clouds 2,500 scattered 3,000 overcast 4. Eagle's changed 3 times now since we decided to go to Eagle. Dude, Monday was nuts. Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, dude, the whole front page thing, I was thinking like 500 or 600 people, and we ended up having a peak of, I think, 2515 was the peak. So, and that was against GDQ as well. So it'll be interesting next week what the numbers look like when there is no GDQ. That being said, like I didn't pick up a ton of followers out of it. There were a lot of subs that came out of it because of some generous subscription or some generous donations from Nico and Max. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what, long term, like what comes out of the whole front page thing. It'd be nice if it was a recurring thing. I've read that.
Contact Denver Center 1, 33.67.
3367, 7 Tango Sierra. 67. Denver Center, Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, flight level 250.
Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, Denver Center, good evening.
We got a new controller. So yeah, we'll see what comes out of it. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath either way.
Tango Sierra, how'd you hear this transmitter?
5x5.
Thanks, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
3 Golf, turn left 10 degrees, that's your downwind.
Is USGS affected by the shutdown? I think any government employee is affected by the shutdown. There's some essential employees that can continue getting paid. I've heard that there are some FAA doctors that are, like, they've kept a couple of them on the payroll just to act as emergencies and whatnot, but it's very limited as to who's still getting a paycheck in the government. Now, most of those guys are going to get back pay for all this time that they've not been able to work or they've not been getting paid. But yeah, it's kind of a mess right now.
Number 2 Romeo Fox 270 smooth.
TBM November, I'm sorry,
my wife is,
Romeo
oh
Fox,
yeah, it's Rico.
What
about a cross country, a night flight?
Sure,
Leave stream up, go to
eat?
sleep, go eat for finish. None of that really interests me. Like, and as far as milestones go, like, there's no milestones that I'm trying to meet. Like, I'm not trying to harvest followers or viewers out of anything. Like, we're here to chat and have a good time and whatnot, and there's no reason for me to leave the stream up and not be at the computer. Like, I know there's some guys that do that and whatnot, and that's totally fine for them, but that's definitely not something that I'm interested in doing. Congratulations to the spit rating. Anybody in this room ever passed the FSX IFR check ride? I don't think I ever finished all the missions in FSX. 20% of the government. 20% of the government that isn't getting paid or that is getting paid? What is it that you use to show the iPad on your screen? I'm using a program called AirServer. So AirServer runs, we do a window capture with OBS on that, and off we go. Thank you, Oxbox, for this delivery. Pretty sweet livery. View external ride along. We'll get our we'll get our thirds going. Eagle 11, thank you very much for 4 months of support. I do appreciate it, buddy. Cheers. Okay, 20% of the government is shut down. Got it. I don't know. I pretty much stay out of politics. I don't really care. Like, I care when I have to care, but right now, doesn't matter. I got other things to worry about. With all due respect, you serve a lot bigger fans base than you have. Proven by the fact you spend 30 minutes start thanking you, chatting with viewers. Personal interaction is incredible. I mean, you know what? You get what you get. Like, there's a lot of... So the whole streaming thing is interesting. There's a lot of guys that deserve to be more popular that aren't. Like, there's certainly guys that I follow, guys that I watch that I'm like, why don't more people watch them? You know, a lot of it is a factor of luck. And others, it's a factor of, you know, connections and networking and just hard work. I don't take anything for granted. You know, I have a super good time with it, and we get a good group of people to come in here and hang out. Like, ultimately, streaming once a week doing flight simulators, or twice a week now doing flight simulators, like, it's tough to really like grow an audience out of that. Beyond, you know, we've done a pretty good job over the last, you know, 5 or whatever years, but it certainly does take some time. PJ Pilot, thank you very much for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it. Max says he loves Amorinth. To each their own, my friend. 22 Whiskey, good to see you. But, you know, the thing is, Kit, you know, the personal greetings are awesome, and I love it. And I think it's a really big part of the stream, being able to say hello to people. But, you know, as we get bigger and more things happen and this and that, like, that's something that sort of will eventually have to go by the wayside. Like, you know, you can't, like, let's say hypothetically there was, you know, Squirrel's Sunday night streams. Sunday night Squirrel gets between like 1,200 and 1,600 people. He cannot feasibly say hello to every single person that comes in. So, like, at some point, the whole tone sort of does have to shift and change and whatnot. I'm very happy with where things are at now. Like, I love the group of people that come in here and hang out on Friday nights and whatnot. Like, I always want to. Everybody wants to see growth. You want to see things get bigger and better.
Tango Sierra, descend and maintain level 230.
Level 230, 7 Tango Sierra. Transfactor, thank you very much for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate it. Bradbury 234, good to see you. Dude, I lurk in so many streams. Oops, 23,000. And we'll do down minus 1,500. Oop, nope. Minus.
Mercury Fox looking for lower.
Minus, there we go.
2M2 Romeo Fox, procedure Kremlin, descend and maintain level 260 for lower for you as soon as the Eclipse gets out of 25.
There we go.
Direct Kremlin and down to 260 to Romeo Fox.
TDM 7 Tango Sierra, connect Denver Center 120.47.
2047, 7 Tango Sierra.
Tango Sierra, connect Denver Center 120.47.
2047, 7 Tango Sierra.
Niner 3 Golf, when established, connect Centennial Tower 118.9.
Denver Center Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra 240, descending 230, and we've been limited to 230 knots for the previous controller.
Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra, Denver Center, delete the speed, descend and maintain level 210.
Level 210, delete speed restriction, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, so we'll go 21,000, 21,000.
Or 2 Romeo Fox, descend and maintain level 240.
We'll just do this. We're going to go 1,500 feet per minute, but I'm going to go...
Tango Sierra, proceed direct Kremlin.
Direct Kremlin, 7 Tango Sierra. We're going to punch the throttle forward a little bit here. Come over here, grab you, go to Kremlin, direct.
Left 10 degrees, vector sequence.
Bring that speed up. The reason why I said resume normal, or why I told him what my speed was, is because it seems like he wanted to push me in front of Max, just based on some of his previous transmissions. So I wanted him to know that, like, hey, the last guy told me you don't go any faster than this.
3 Golf traffic, 2 o'clock, 7 miles southbound, altitude indicates 8,600, type unknown, not talking to.
So we can punch some, we can push some throttle in here and get ourselves up in speed a little bit.
TMT Romeo Foxtrot, descend and maintain level 230, connect Denver Center 120.
Medic Dan, good to see you, my friend. How you doing, buddy? Myra, how comfortable you are with the audience, entertaining. I do. Thank you very much, man. I do my best. We've been doing this for, I've been doing this for like 5 years now at least. There's a certain bit of narcissism and like just not caring that comes with it.
Good evening, whiskey down there at Eagle.
I'm gonna say dumb stuff here and there once in a while. You just don't let it. You don't even think about it. Whatever, it happens. Kevin Morris, 41. Good to see you. I got my instrument ready today. Yes, sir. We are all set. It's great with you. Unfortunately, I'm in the UK, so it's a late start, but I love watching on catch up. Keep up the good work. Kit, thank you very much.
Eagle, altimeter 3012.
16,012, 7 Tango 0. All right, 270 is fine. Kid, I appreciate it, man. I love it when the European folks are able to dip in here. Because we don't get to see them all that often because of the time of the streams. Unfortunately, the streams are when they are because that sort of works best for my life. It's very difficult for me to do Saturday and Sunday streams because now I have my daughter most of the time when my wife is out. On Saturdays and Sundays, and other times like I have like in the summertime just have stuff going on. The queue is too much for the tiny TBM, had to slow down. Nike 87, good to see you, my friends.
557 Delta
yeah, dude, we went on
Tower.
the Spotlight streams on Monday. It was awesome. We had a great time. Extreme Storm Chaser, thanks, man. How you doing? Happy Friday.
Retard.
Dusty Prop 60, or Dusty Prop 60, Dusty Prop. Thank you for 16 months. Hope all is going well with the new one. Good to be here for this long. Look forward to many more. Dusty Prop, thank you very much, my friend. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate it. Kind of playing Happy Friday. What are you using for weather? We're using SkyMax Pro, Real Weather Connector, and FS Global Real Weather. So those three together are what are building out our weather here. We'll see how it does coming into Eagle. Kevin Morris is in Australia. Well, happy Saturday to you. Like, this seems to be a good time slot for the Australians. Like, I think it's early morning or like late morning or early afternoon down there, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much for tonight. 1:30 heading off, everybody. See you on Monday. All right, Kit, have a great one. Thanks for stopping by. Kylux, good to see you. Very late in Germany. Just tuned in. Have to go to sleep. Thanks, Kylux. Have a great night. Thank you very much, Medic Dan.
2002 Romeo 5.
Super jazzed. I'm just jazzed to be done with it. Like, just so excited. Like, no more. Don't have to deal with it anymore. All right, I need to check something real quick. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's fine. It's about lunchtime on Saturday. Gotcha. Okay, in Australia. Can't run any add-ons because my slow MD processor. Making a purchase for an i7 tomorrow. Start growing up. Nice, man. New PC is going to change your world if you're running, especially if you're running some old stuff here. Okay, so what do we got? Eagle County, winds calm 10 miles, few clouds 2,500 scattered.
Verify you do have the weather and an approach request, please.
We just got the weather 7 Tango Sierra. Give me a moment on the approach request. Okay, so the ceilings are.
Romeo Foxtrot approach request when you have.
The ceilings are overcast 4,000.
Expect that from Kermling. Roger.
And field elevation 6,547. So the ceilings are going to be at 10,000 feet. We ostensibly could go in there VFR, but probably not. What we could do is just fly the RNAV.
If it helps you, 2 Romeo 5.
I got you on the north side of that Eclipse jet now.
Roger.
Fly the LDA.
About 40 miles ago, that would have been perfect. Perfect.
So the RNAV will take us down to 2,700 feet. I think I'll just fly that. 7 Tango Sierra. We'll just take the RNAV GPS Delta. or whatever approach you want to give us.
And Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra, you can expect the RNAV Delta from Kimball.
Okay, we'll expect the RNAV Delta from Kimmel, 7 Tango Sierra. All right, so we're going to go here, insert arrival, RNAV Delta runway 25 is what it's going to be. And none. And we'll do from RLG, and then we'll just wait for direct Kimball. And we're good. Oops, let's add some power here.
Over 3 Tango Alpha, Denver Center, good evening.
Okay, so let's talk about this approach real quick. We're going to fly the RNAV GPS Delta approach into Eagle County Airport. Final approach course will be 251. Airport elevation 6,547. We got plenty of runway to work with. We got, what, 9,000 feet it looks like. We're expecting the approach from Kimball. We're going to fly that down to Powers, then in from there. 251 in the final approach course. The FAF is AWAC.
Tango Sierra, fly heading 090 Vector Kimball.
090 Vector, 7 Tango Sierra.
Over 2 Romeo Foxtrot, clear direct Kremlin, descend to maintain 16,000. The Eagle altimeter 3012.
All right, so
3012, heading
final
down
approach
16,
fix
direct
is
Kremlin, Romeo
AWAC
5.
11,100 or above. From there, we can go down to minimums of 9,220 feet, 1 1/4 mile visibility. That's roughly 2,700 feet AGL. That should be fine. We expect ceilings to be 10,000 feet, so like it's just about 800 feet below the ceilings.
Air 2 Sierra Bravo, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain
Missed approach.
level 250.
Missed approach is going to be do not exceed 185 knots till Grody. Climb 14,600 direct Zodsey, and then Grody, Jesse.
Air 3 Tango
Jesse.
Alpha, procedure at Kremlin.
Cool.
Air 4 Bravo, procedure at Kremlin.
Nico Rosenberg, good to see you. Or Nico Rosberg, sorry. Barney Bates, welcome aboard. Happy Friday, y'all. Half Shell Hero, good to see you. Does ASA test prep have videos or just it's all reading? All the reading that I did. I don't personally like videos. I just want the reading stuff. So I was totally fine with that. I just want the reading stuff.
Yes. 5 November, X-ray Denver Center, good evening.
Oops, we're climbing because we're overspeeding.
It's perfect.
Let's try 80% power. I want to be the guy that names all the fixes. Yeah. Max swears by Shepherd Air. Everybody kind of has their own thing. Fuzio Da, good to see you. All about flight. Welcome aboard. Wise Cat under X-Plane 11. We're making a change, man. We are forging a path forward for change. Yeah. I changed it for Monday's stream. I forgot to change it back. But we may keep it. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of like all the people asking about it. Like, there's a part of me that thinks it's kind of funny. But, yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can start a trend here. I mean, X-Plane 11 does have more viewers now than FSX.
7 Tango Sierra,
Here's
procedure
that.
at Kimball, descend and maintain 15,000, lower in 10 miles.
15,000 direct Kimball, 7 Tango Sierra. All right, so we come over here. We're going to go direct Kimball.
Air 2 Romeo Foxtrot, descend and maintain 15,000.
15,000, November 2, Romeo 5.
15,000 here.
Sierra Bravo, flight heading 090 Vector
And vertical
to Eagle.
speed. 500 down.
Number 82
Speed.
Sierra Bravo, connect Denver Center 12.
Speed's all over the place because I'm not paying attention.
Number 2 Sierra Bravo, connect Denver Center 120.47.
So 95% was too much. Maybe we can do like 92%.
Retard.
Number 2 Sierra Bravo,
Dan in Vermont,
connect
thanks
Denver
for
Center
21 months, my friend. It's amazing how
120.47.
time flies. Still enjoying the stream every week. Thanks, Ty. Dan, thank you very much for your continued support, man. Cheers to you, buddy. Crazy Stoner, welcome aboard. A revolution is coming in the streaming world. That's right. We're going to forge ahead. We're gonna, I don't actually care. People that get hung up on that, people that get hung up on what game you're streaming as, I don't know, man. I've not ever really, like, there's a lot of things in life that bother me, and pretty much everything to do with Twitch is not on the top of the list.
3 Tango Alpha,
Put it that way.
120.47.
I just want to come here and have a good time. Been a follow for some time. Oh, it's good to have you here. It's about when you say hello, man. Like, it's not about following. It's about coming in and saying hi.
Denver Center, 82 level at 250.
Addon Used, welcome aboard. It's good to see you. How's Logan? Welcome aboard.
6000, the
Happy
Eagle
Friday to y'all.
3012.
Eccentric 1, good to see you, man.
I'll descend to 160, 16,000.
We missed you too, Has
got
Logan. Hope
the
you're doing well,
weather
buddy.
and requesting GPS Delta, please.
Number 2 Sierra Bravo, you can expect that from Kimball.
Expect that from Kimball, 82 Bravo.
Denver Center, November 3 Takeoff, level 250.
Number 3 Tango Alpha.
All right, so we'll see if Eagle Tower is next. Eagle Tower is 19.8.
16,000, or correction, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 16,000. You can expect the LDA runway
Enter.
25 approaching.
So he's actually assigning the LDA to people. Maybe that's
Expect LDA and my discretion down to 1.
probably what I should have asked for. Was that?
Kremlin 3 Takeoff.
Screw it though. We're gonna fly the RNAV approach because why not? Because we can. The Fortnite plane simulator. I heard that they added planes to Fortnite, and people are really upset about that. I think there's some humor in that. I was watching briefly Dr. Disrespect today because I saw he's now streaming Fortnite. So, yeah, I don't know. The whole Fortnite thing is so weird. I wonder if a lot of people into Fortnite. Oh, so here. First of all, Nag87 says no beer January. Listen, I'm celebrating today. Okay, I'm foregoing the dry January for one night to have myself a nice drink and celebrate the fact that 6-7 months of work have finally ended. We'll go back. We're back on the wagon. Back on the wagon starting tomorrow. Fortnite planes, are they study level? Kevin Morse, good to see you. I played Fortnite once, never played it again, yeah. Dr. D was on my basketball team.
Kimball ladder above 14,000, cleared RNAV Delta approach.
Kimball 14,000, cleared RNAV Delta approach, 7 Tango Sierra.
Number 2 Romeo Foxtrot, cross
so down to
Kremlin ladder
14.
above 14,000, cleared LDA runway 25 approach.
Kremlin
Start this
above
down.
14,000, cleared the LDA 25, number 2 Romeo Fox.
Did you ever meet him, Bill? Seuss Jolo, welcome aboard. Seuss Jolo, good to see you. Happy Friday. I only drink on days ending in Y. Guy Beam, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to actually go look up like him, and you find if you find his Twitter account, Guy Beam's Twitter account, you can see some of the days leading up to when Dr. Disrespect was getting sort of rolled out again, and when he was still working in the games industry and whatnot. Like, how crazy is that to go from just being a dude like that to like the face of Twitch for a while? He's a maniac. Yeah, you kind of have to be. Sunday in New Zealand. All right, Saturday. Sorry, happy Saturday then. We'll go with it.
Number 7 Tango Sierra at AWAC, contact Eagle Tower 119.8.
Tower at AWAC, 7 Tango Sierra. All right. So after Kimbo, we can go down to 12,100 and then descend from there. Eventually, we'll get a fake glide slope with the single draw, and we'll just take that down. As long as it, actually, you know what? I don't think we can do that because I think it's this is a pretty steep gradient, if I recall. Yeah, so we want to be I'm going to be fully configured at AWAC because we have 7 miles to get down like 4,000 or 5,000 feet, which is pretty intense.
Number 2 Romeo Foxtrot, if you want, I can give you direct bow AXA.
Yes, sir.
Number 2 Romeo Foxtrot, turn right, direct bow
LPV or LNAV? It's LNAV.
Above 14,000, cleared LDA
This'll
runway
do.
25
I think this'll do LPV stuff, but it's just LNAV.
We're clear the LDA 25 now, 2 Romeo Fox, thanks.
House Fatherhood, congrats on the instrument rating. Justin, doing pretty well, man. My daughter's beautiful. She's starting to smile and laugh, which is cool. And yeah, it's been so far so good.
2 Romeo Foxtrot at Washi, contact Eagle
100,
Tower 19.8.
1500,
At
and down
Washi
we go.
19.8, QRF zone.
Okay. Okie dokie. What are the speeds in this thing? I think the final approach speed is like 100 knots, right?
Or 4 Bravo, proceed direct Kremlin.
The flap speeds are on
Or
here.
7-5 November X-ray, proceed direct Kremlin.
They're not there. Let's check here then. So I know we can go menu. Oops, no, back.
That's Kremlin, Romeo, Lima Golf.
Utilities, checklists. References, V speeds. 200 knots, flaps takeoff, 140 knots full flaps.
6,000,
And the final approach speed full flaps is 99 knots. Okay. Got it. We're down to 11,100.
November 3 Tango Alpha, descend to maintain 16,000.
It's sending now 121,6,000.
Okay. So I gotta lose almost 5,000 feet from AWAC to Eagle. So. Oh yeah, there's the field.
3012.
So we're gonna make sure we're fully configured by AWAC. Let's pull the power back. Start slowing her down. Air Hauler 2 is fully released now. Does it support X-Plane yet?
Center Sim 5 November X-ray on the slide.
What instruments did you get rated on? Guitar, piano?
And,
I see what you did. Yes. The trumpet sitting in my closet that I haven't touched in a long time. That's the one. Okay, flaps approach. Flaps takeoff.
2 and expected from Kimball, Sim 5 November X-ray.
You're down. Flaps full. And tower. Eagle Tower, Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, AWAC. My airplane.
717 Tango Sierra, Eagle Tower, runway 25, cleared line.
Cleared line, runway 25, Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra.
Portland Tower, Southwest 4512, holding short at 10 right, ready to go.
Southwest 4512, Portland Tower, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 10 right, Southwest 4512.
It's a crazy approach coming into Eagle. You just have to cut the power, chop it up, you know, fully configured. Down you go. Like I said, you gotta lose about 5,000 feet or so in 7 miles. So 4 flights tell me I need 1,200 feet per minute right now for my descent to destination. So I want to get down. Basically, I want to drop down as quickly as I can so I can get 2 white, 2 red, and then fly a normal approach from there. Exit left once we get down. You'll note that we still have 4 whites out there if you can see them. They may not be coming through on the stream. Almost like slipping into K-Lit. Oh man, I see what you did there. Yeah, that's good, Oxbox. Oh man, that would have been a good stream title. Slipping into K-Lit. Dirty. Still okay. Nope. We're still 4 whites. It's insane coming in here, man. Holy crap. It's not crosswind. Not too bad. We've basically been in glider mode since we crossed AWAC. Like, you wouldn't think that you have to be this aggressive. That's why it's always gnarly coming in here in an airliner. Okay, there's one red. Start resting it a bit. We're looking for about 100 knots in this approach. It's 2 white, 2 red. Happies are happy, as Max would say. And he does say that in real life, by the way, not just in the sim. 2 white, 2 red, 100 knots. Gear down, 3 green, flaps down indicated.
Eagle, good evening, number 2
Clearance has been received.
Approaching Washi for 25.
Southwest 4512, contact departure. Departure,
My
Southwest
approach
4512.
point, my aim point.
November 2, Romeo Foxtrot, Eagle Tower, runway 25, cleared line.
Runway 25, to our right.
Float. Float, 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 float. Just gonna roll this out a bit. X-plane braking will screw us if we don't. We get Alpha 5, it looks like. All right. Welcome to the Eagle. Oh, I forgot the lights. Whoops. It's all right. We don't need them. Eagle Tower, Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra, clear Alpha 5 for the FBO.
7 Tango Sierra, taxi via Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency.
Alpha ramp your frequency, 7 Tango Sierra, same for you.
Wind check.
Don't be a weenie. It's a pretty weak wind check. Lightning shape orthos, yeah, right? That's a, excuse me, that's an artifact of using flat runways. If I ever go through and rebuild this stuff, I'll rebuild it with the new options that you can actually, you know, leave runway contours on. But for the time being, everything's got to be flat. Otherwise, it just doesn't work very well. Yo, Cold Future, good to see you. Austin Whitkins, welcome aboard. We're going out to Centennial next, which is near Denver. Centennial was looking low IFR last time we checked. GT Boy, good to see you. Happy Friday. What zoom level ortho do you use? Depends where we're at. Right here, it's going to be zoom level 15, I think.
Confirm landing clearance for 2 Romeo Fox.
2 Romeo Foxtrot, you have a landing clearance, and you're ready back.
Alright, roger that, sir. Always better double check. We only got 1 strike left.
Yep, no problem.
Thanks.
Ouch. Yeah, so we're going to Centennial next. Nice short. It'll be a short hop. We're gonna have a shorter stream tonight because I'm pretty wiped out today. I promise we'll do something longer next week. I've been up since 6:30, and yeah, the flying and the talking and everything else. You know how it goes. We'll take the next exit. It's down there. Oh, it's a citation. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's see how he does. Let's see how he does. Holy crap, dude. Look at that angle. Max. Is that a prop strike? That looks pretty sporty. Half show here says it was up at 4. Well, I usually don't get up until, you know, later. Actually, I used to not get up until later. Then my daughter started waking up between 6 and 7. So I get up with her. But,
Sure,
yeah.
that's Alpha 3.
AJ, good to see you.
German Foxtrot taxi via
Thank you very much, man. Hope you're doing
Alpha
well.
ramp, give way to the Eclipse. Airman frequency.
Might be the runway flattening. Yeah, it could have been.
If we can stop. All right, Alpha will give way to the Eclipse. Sure, Fox, thanks.
Vats in Flyer, happy Friday. I think the front page crowd covered me up on Monday, but that was a great stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was tough to really pay attention to the stream on Monday, just because I was trying, like, we were whipping through stuff so quickly, and even though chat was moving, but it wasn't like any worse than normal. But yeah, just by virtue of like me trying to whip those flights out so quickly, it was tough to keep up. All right, let's do this. Park brake. And we can turn the bleeds off. Turn the light off. You off. You off. Off. Good. Engine 1, engine 2. Welcome to Eagle. Oh. Okay. All right then. Let's do chocks, GPU, and a door. Let's not do the GPU. That was really loud. All right. System battery, start battery can come off. That was cool, man. I like that. I love this plane so much. It's so good. What's he doing? We're gonna get a bunch of guys coming here. All right, folks. We're gonna do one more flight tonight. I am going to step away for a moment. That's my air start. You can have it. Kids are great. Value your time with them. Love them. Oh, I absolutely will, man. Thank you very much, Kevin. I have 2 granddaughters now, and they are gorgeous. And every time I see them, I tear up. Oh, dude, that's awesome. How old are your granddaughters, Kevin Morris? Yeah, dude, I love spending time with my daughter. Like I'm absolutely over the world, over the whatever. I very much enjoy my mornings with her waking my ass up at like 6 o'clock and having to sit with her for an hour and a half. It's a good start to the day. I got to spend some quality time with it this afternoon, which is good. And yeah, I'm definitely we're having a good time. So it's been quite the ride so far, that's for sure. Over the moon, there we go. Over the moon. Thank you. Eldest is 18 months and second is 4 months. Very nice, man. Very nice. How was the check ride and oral? I was fine. It was honestly, it all met my expectations. So, the ride itself was, yeah, I mean, I felt very prepared. There were a few questions and a few things where I was like, okay, I maybe wasn't as far up on or as well up on those as I should have been. But I generally felt like I was very prepared and, yeah, I don't know. I felt good about the whole thing. I won't really, go into too many details because there's always going to be people that are looking for reasons to get at other people for one reason or another. And the last thing I want to do is have my DPE find himself in a position like, you didn't do this thing, or you didn't do that thing, or you didn't do this thing right, or what, like, whatever, man. So it was a good check ride. We were hour and a half up in the air. We were probably 2 hours down doing the oral stuff. And I really enjoy this examiner. He get good rapport with him. He's a funny dude. He's got a good way of keeping you at ease during a time when, like, it's stressful, man. Like, it's super stressful taking the check ride. And there were multiple times, like even as we took off the first time, he's like, you're tense, calm down, it's fine. And like there was a time I was getting air sick, and the air, like, I never get air sick, so but it was really bumpy and nerves and sort of off my game a little bit. So we just kind of stepped back, took it easy, and gave me a few minutes to kind of catch my breath and get some air, and then move on. So Space Danny, good to see you, man. Enjoy your GDQ. We'll see you soon. My wing! The truck took out my wing. So yeah, it was a good time.
Traffic.
Hawaiian Hippie, thank you for the host, man. Hello, everybody from Hawaiian Hippie's channel. Cheers to you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, Hadoken, it's there's some cases where it's like, well, why didn't he dive deeper into that? I'm curious. But at the same time, like, you can tell that the guy has enough experience that he sort of knows. He knows what you know in some cases, but without even having to talk to you. You hit the high level subjects, you hit the high level topics on all the things that have to be spoken about. And, in the couple of cases during the oral exam, especially where I was weak, like one of the examples I will give you, they just put a G5 in our 172 fairly recently. And I never even thought to dive into the G5 from a deep systems perspective. And one of the questions he asked me was, how long is the battery on the G5 going to last? And I'm like, I have no idea. I never thought to ask. I never thought to look that up. Like, I understand vacuum systems. I understand the electrical systems in the airplane. I understand the fuel system. But I never thought to look up how the damn G5 works. And to read up on the AHARs and all that stuff. So, that was one case where he did see some weakness. And so he sort of like prodded and poked a little bit. Like, all right, let's find out if we can find the edges of this knowledge. And I can really respect and really appreciate that approach to things, whereas there's other topics where, when we got to charts, like, I can read a damn chart pretty well. So we didn't spend a lot of time discussing charts. It was like, okay, what's that? Okay. Yeah. I got it. So, it was those kinds of discussions. And the guy is really like, the guy definitely has a gift for that stuff. And he's been doing it forever. Like the guy's a check examiner he does the DPE stuff, and then he also does some other stuff too. So, but yeah, I mean, the wings were pretty, the nerves were real. I was talking to a friend of mine this afternoon, actually a friend of mine who's taking his check ride tomorrow for his instrument stuff. And I had to fly 45 minutes to get to my check ride. And I'm so happy that I had to do that, because I don't know how many people here have gotten to the point of soloing as a student or has their PPL. But there's something really sort of cathartic and relaxing about being in a plane by yourself, just cruising. Like, you don't have to worry about passengers. I didn't even talk to ATC. I took off out of Beverly Airport and I basically turned off the radio. Like, I was monitoring, I was listening to the one tower I flew over. I tuned into their frequency, and then I was listening to Unicom, obviously. But there were so few people flying this morning, and it was just peaceful. Like, it was such a nice, peaceful, like, I get to clear my head. I get to go over everything. I get to feel the airplane again. What does it feel like to do this? What does it feel like to do that? It was like 15 degrees outside. So, I got to, kind of feel what's the climb performance going to be like today. Spoiler, it's real good. When it's super windy like that and you're taking off in the wind and the density altitude is like super, super, super low, like, you got a lot of performance coming off that plane. But yeah, it's just like, I don't have a lot of solo hours. And, I mean, to this day, it's still, I think of all the hours and all the flying and all the stuff that I've been able to see so far, and I've only been flying for 2 years, not even 2 years. I think the solo hours are the ones that I value the most. So what do I have for solo? I have 28.7 solo hours, and most of those I would say, well, maybe not. I'd say 15 of those or so were from training. And that 30 hours or so is like, that's the time that I'm like, this is incredible. Like, I love sharing flying with people, don't get me wrong, but it's just really nice to go up by yourself and just chill. So yeah, Texaco don't care, man. I'm parked on the path where all these guys are going. All right, is that one of the Eclipses? No, that's a TBM. He just went off the runway too. Rip. He's going direct to the helipads. But yeah, it was nice to have that. It was nice to have that flight to sort of book in the beginning, or to sort of like prepend what was about to come with the check ride and kind of all that stuff. Can't wait until my 4 to 8 hour oral for CFI. Yeah, I know. CFI and even commercial and all that stuff is going to be a different story. Very, very different test than your private and your instrument, that's for sure. My instrument oral was around 2 hours long. Examiner used the oral guide to ask. Yeah. I mean, he has a list of things in front of him. He's like, these are the topics I'm going to cover. He's pretty honest about it. It's a former U.S. Air Force instructor evaluator. I can tell you, don't be concerned about missing a few questions. I'm going to keep asking until you can't answer questions anymore, just to see where your knowledge level is. As long as you answer the important questions, all is good. Yeah, that's kind of, Ernie, that's kind of what I figure, man. I figure like they're looking for you, like they want to know where's the edge of your knowledge, and they want to know how do you react when you don't know something. You know, are you trying to BS it? Are you trying to make excuses? Or, you know, I straight up told him with the G5 thing is a perfect example. I straight up was like, dude, like I've never thought about this. I've never looked into this. Like I obviously need to. I'm going to. I never even thought to check it. And I was super honest because like, why shouldn't I be? You know, I'm not gonna say, well, and then you just make yourself look like an idiot. Nah, man. Like I don't know, and I can certainly go find that answer, but I don't think either of us want to waste this time here today. And I can tell you that I will leave this meeting today, and I will go find the answer to this question. That's for sure. I want to be a pilot. Wish I had the money to fly. You get there, man. Just say, you know, I don't know. I consider myself very fortunate to be able to do it. You know, it's the Twitch is this whole Twitch thing is sort of what's opened that up to me, and I'm exceedingly grateful to everybody here just for that. Because there's no way I would have ever flown, dude. I came from like growing up. My parents would have said we don't have a pot to piss in. So it's one of those cases where it's like, huh, you know, this is an interesting. My life has gone to interesting places. From somebody who grew up in with basically nothing. So anyway, that's all sappy stuff. We don't want to talk about that today. By the time you get your commercial, you should know your stuff and how to fly an airplane. Besides, multi-commercial was the easiest. Yeah, it makes sense. I've heard some people say commercial was difficult, but I'm guessing it's just because of all the like random bits of regulations and knowledge and whatnot that you have to know. I don't know, man. Commercial will be a year, like over a year from now. CFI will probably be around the same time. Like this, I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, goes a long way. Don't try to BS anybody. Yeah, man. I working in the tech industry, man. Talking to people, like I can tell when you're trying to BS your way around a problem. I'm gonna call you out on it. Like I've worked in support long enough that hey, I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you because you may hate me for a few minutes, you may hate me for half a day, but in the end, like I'm gonna get more out of just being honest with you than not. How long does a battery in G5 last? Haven't looked it up yet. The answer that we came up with was at least 45 minutes because that's how long a battery, I guess a battery, like the regulations say that a battery in a like an EFIS has to last at least 45 minutes. So, yeah. I haven't had time though. I got home, I grabbed some lunch on my way home. I picked up my daughter from my mother-in-law's place, and then I was with her all day. So, I had a baby bouncing on my lap all afternoon, and that was way more exciting than looking up anything about airplanes. Sorry, guys. King of the North, good to see you. How you doing, buddy? Sometimes the evaluator just wants to see if you're able to look up the info. Yeah, but it didn't come to that. Like we kind of had discussions about stuff and whatnot, and didn't have to go to my far aim or anything like that. Ontario just crashed. Oh, it sucks, man. Sorry. All my evaluations store straight to the point answers. Don't drift anywhere. You know, I've heard that. Like Hawaiian Hippie, I've heard people say, like, answer the question and know more. But I think that you really, like, you have to know the person you're talking to. Like, the examiner I had today, he wants to have a conversation with you. And as I sort of answer the question, he's like, okay, and then keep going. Like, he wants you to sort of drift into, all right, so what's the next thing we're going to talk about? Like, you talk about a lost comm scenario. Okay, so what do you do when there's a lost comm? And then, like, the expectation there is, hey, we're flying, we're so he sets it up by saying we're flying this is the route that we're flying, this is what our clearance was, and you can't contact anybody. Well, what happens? How do you resolve that particular problem? And the expectation there is that we're then going to roll into and we're going to talk about, okay, now what do we do? You know, we can't talk to anybody. We're in IMC. how do we resolve the bigger problem of, hey, I'm in a goddamn airplane, pardon my language, but I'm in a damn airplane, and okay. I think that was Lumberhacks. Okay. Is he going around? All right, then. So, yeah, how do you resolve the bigger problem of I'm in an airplane and IMC with no communication? How do I get on the ground? Right? So he was like, I use the same guy for my private. So, like, I know that I kind of know that, like, the short, terse, to the point answer is gonna make this draw this out longer than it needs to be. You know, we're setting up a scenario and we're talking about how to work through that scenario. So, you know, there's a few times I said something, you kind of got a little cock of the head. I'm like, nah, I didn't mean to say that. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But you know, again, you got to know your examiner. I've seen students answer the questions and dig themselves into a hole by mentioning a system or procedure that has nothing to do with the evaluator was asking. Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't do that. Yeah, because if you go down that path, they're going to be like, all right, let's talk about that thing. Yeah, then that leads to the 3 to 6 hour or more check rides. I have no idea what just happened there, by the way. So yeah, anyway, guys, we're going to do one more flight here. And I got to step away, go stretch the legs here for a moment, use the bathroom. You know how it goes. So if you guys are taking off, thanks for coming by. If you're sticking around, we'll see you here in a couple minutes. Flight number 2 is going to be a short flight, Eagle County to Centennial. So should be fun. So yeah, I'll be right back. Let's do this one. Texaco will keep watching your plane. Dude, the freaking GPU is bigger than my airplane. I think that scaling might be wrong. I don't know, maybe not though. All right, be right back, guys. I left my gear on the runway so he went and missed. Ah, yes. So Bob, that was you that then went off the end there. My thermometer is telling me that my thermostat's telling me that it's 17 degrees outside. If anybody wants their winter back, they can have it. All right, let's do some flight planning here. Do it before flight. Let's find out the ICAO code for this. APA. They're still reporting low IFR. KAPA, I like it. Oh, there's no routes over there either. Oh, crap. All right, well. Let's see here. So let's start with the arrival into KAPA. So we could file the Thompson 7. From Kremling, perhaps? Probably from Chi, right? Cheyenne? No, probably from Kremling. So let's do... What's no transition? No transition. Oh, it's Thompson direct. Okay, so let's do that. Add a route. Maybe we'll go look at that chart here and make sure we can actually do this too. Procedure. Departure from EGE. Let's fly the Beaver 1 to Belgium. Okay, so let's take a look. So we got the Beaver 1 and the Thompson 7. So I think I might be catching her cold. That's disturbing. Beaver 1 RNF. All right, what are the restrictions on this? Under 225 knots, that I can maintain, 15,000 feet. Climbing left turn as soon as practical, no later than direct en route heading at 206 to 700 feet, and then direct to Copper. Then onto the depicted route across Apres at or above 1,000 or 13,100, and go from there. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that's good. Retard. Durka, Brandon, thank you very much, man. Thanks for 24 months of support, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Just a quick hello before bed. I know, man. Well, Brendan, it's early for you, right? Don't you usually stay up till like 5 or 6 in the morning? But cheers, buddy. Thank you very much, man. Get the Beaver 1 direct K-lit. 3 of 5. We left with 5. We had 3 that made it. Brendan's still on his Lumberhacks is still on his missed approach. Yeah, Durka, how was the stream, man? All right, so let's look at KAPA here. What did I say it was going to be? Thompson 7. Thompson, oh, star, not departure. Thompson 7. Yeah, let's file that. I think that should work. Unless so we go procedures, arrival. I think that's probably our best bet, yeah. Because everything else is sort of like not it. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. All right, so we're gonna fly the Beaver 1 to the Belgian transition, Thompson to Thompson 7, and let's go up to, oh, what do we need for altitudes? For low, 17,000 feet we can do. Yeah, we'll go to 210. We'll go to how long is this? 173. Oh yeah, we'll go to 25 again. Yeah, we'll do 25,000 feet. Okay, let's go file that. Yoop. 77 Tango Sierra EA 50 slant Lima. Oh, nope, slant Lima. We threw what 380 that time is what we flew, so we'll file that again. KEGE to GE to KAPA, 25,000 feet, and we're gonna go Beaver 1, Belgian, Thompson 7. Good. Beaver 1, Belgian, Thompson 7. File. All right. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Part number 2. We're going to make our way to Centennial Airport, which is right next to Denver. This airport is chosen because the weather is awful. When I say awful, I mean absolutely awful, horrendous. 96-mile direct. It's going to take us 173 miles to get there. So the conditions are half-mile visibility, snow, mist, overcast 300. So they have improved. It was vertical visibility 200 earlier with, I think, a quarter-mile visibility. We should be able to get in here, though. So we can... winds are... What are the winds? So the winds are 35012, so we can shoot the ILS 35 right. And that gets us all the way down to 200. That gets us down to 200 feet with half-mile viz. So right on the edge of what we can actually shoot. So that's what we'll plan for is the 35 right ILS. I don't think I've flown into Centennial yet on the network. So it'll be fun tonight. We're flying to KAPA. Yes, we are. I'll pop in here. Let's get fuel on board. Burn half a tank of fuel on that flight. So why not? Dock store, close everything up. And overhead panel, we're going to start. Oops, nope, we get the battery going. System battery. Starter battery. Get rid of 4 flight. Hey, divert to Colorado Springs, I'll buy you a beer. Yeah. If we have to go anywhere, we'll probably go to Denver. But Denver's not going to be any better for us. We can't fly a cat. Oh, we could fly a cat landing in there, but like if we were looking at potential alternates, actually, yeah, Colorado Springs probably would be my alternate. Just thinking about, like, I have Denver and Colorado Springs available to me. So if we can't get into KAPA, then we're going to go to Colorado Springs. Because they're 8 miles, scattered 3,400 with snow. So that's easy enough to get in there. All right, that's good. Nav light, beacon light, good. Let's go right engine, start. Backup lasts 4 hours on a G5. Good to know. At least 45 minutes is what we figured out. Boss 16910, good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. I've been sick since last Friday. It sucks, man. I feel better. Nobody likes being sick. Zeke586, good to see you. Happy Friday. Welcome aboard. Durka was flying the MD-11. Nice, man. NASCAR 2007-01, good to see you. Hawkfish, good to see you. I'm doing pretty well, man. Thanks for asking. All right, it's 1 engine. Let's make it 2. Ontario, take it easy, man. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for flying with us. Easy. All right, so let's turn the bleed on. Set. Okay, let's call clearance. Clearance is 2475. Equal clearance, good evening. Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra IFR Centennial.
Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra, Eagle clearance cleared to Centennial via the Beaver 1 departure, Belgian transition as filed. Climb via SID, expect level 25010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.47, squawk 3650.
Cleared Centennial, Beaver 1, Belgian as filed, climb via SID 250 with intent, departure 12047, squawk 3650, 7 Tango Sierra.
Retard. Tango Sierra, reback.
Nice timing. The moment I let up the button, you got the sub in. Falstar, thank you very much for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers. Appreciate it. Disgruntled Sailor, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hello to both you and your lovely daughter. Happy Friday. We're just hanging out. Passed my instrument rating today. It's a good day. I'm in a good mood. Got one more flight in here before we call it quits. Heading over to Centennial where the weather is awful. All right, so let's do you.
Eagle clearance delivery. Citation 1980 Zulu.
Delete flight plan.
To Centennial.
Citation 1980 Zulu. Eagle clearance
KEGE.
to Centennial.
Turn those guys down for now. Insert departure. Taking off runway 25 on the Beaver 1. Taking that all the way out to Belgian. Okay. Cross-check that with the chart. Coper, Hindies, Beaver, Apres, Zamru, Gyro, Belgian. Good. After Belgian, it's going to be insert waypoint Kappa. And insert arrival. We're going to plan for the ILS 35 right. And we're going to be on the Thompson 7 with no transition. And that's all set there. Ho-hum.
Retard.
Right, so that's good. Let's do the front here. So we're going to do U for 200 knots in the climb. And we're cleared up to 15,000 feet because that's what the SID has. We're going to do 1,500 here. That'll get us our initial climb. And we're going to set the transponder to 3650. 3650. Enter. Okay, so that's set. That's set. That's set. That is set. The flight plan is ready to go. I think we are good to go. Extreme Storm Chaser, thank you very much for the tier 2 subscription. I really do appreciate it. Cheers to you, buddy. Welcome. I think you're a welcome back, but welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Brendan's on short final. Okay. Or did I miss? Was that old and I missed it? Nope, he's still coming in. All right. This is going to be the second attempt of our buddy in the Q400 to land. This is Lumberhacks. Famous from his DCS shenanigans. Holy crap, dude. Look at the deck angle on that thing. So the Q400 is pretty slippery if you don't configure it very quickly. So like in this, I think in this with this approach, pretty much every plane has to be fully configured by the time you cross the final approach fix. Otherwise, you ain't gonna make it. Don't know what that guy's doing. He's apparently being an idiot. Unless that was his taxi clearance. Maybe he did taxi. Never mind. That's Max. Apparently we have different scenery running here. I thought he was being an idiot running through the grass and whatnot. You're doing fine, Max. Brad Margie, good to see you. Welcome aboard and happy Friday. Valstar, thank you very much, man. I'm super jazzed to have it done and out of the way. Still coming in a pretty high angle there. All the passengers screaming in terror. This is pretty much what you see on all those like Q400 crosswind videos, right? Boom. Yeah, I did fine that time. Planted it right on the numbers, though. All right. Excuse me. Okay. So that's all set. Don't need a mock. Oh, yeah, we can have mock in there. That's good. Okay, so let's brief this departure real quick. So, no later than 206 direct to Cooper. Or, sorry. 206, then 700, then direct Cooper. And then up from there, 225 knot speed restriction at Apres. That's fine. 13,100. We should hit that, no problem. Zamrubo, 14,000. Okay, so we're good. We got this. No big deal. Disgruntled Sailor, thanks for 18 months, my friend. One of my daughters, streamer, her favorite streamer by far. Happy 18 months. Cheers, buddy. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much again, man. I have one night of imbibing. What's up? Oh. Love you. She's going to bed. Okay, so do that. Let's get our trim set. Set the elevator trim, lining that up with the green 9 right there. Let's go. Ground is 21.8. And then tower is going to be 19.8. Oops, that's the wrong button. Straighter cat. I don't know what that means, Steve. We'll go with it, though. Okay. 0903 knots, 4 mile visibility, missed, few clouds, 700, broken 4200. Altimeter 3013. Eagle ground, good evening. Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra Alpha 3 with the weather for taxi, please.
Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra Eagle ground, good evening, runway 25, taxi by Alpha.
25 Alpha 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, clear left, clear right.
Romeo Fox, ready to go 25.
I love the 550, man. It's so good.
TBM2 Romeo Fox, right, runway 25, wind 0803, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff 25, MQ Romeo Fox.
Vertical speed armed. Max is going to make sure I don't get ahead of him this time. So. So there actually is somebody in the 550, but they're oh yeah, they're gonna fly along with this. Okay. I see. All right. TBM was definitely the smart play coming here. Yeah. I mean, the Eclipse did okay. Kiwi, I don't know if you saw what I did. Like I was completely configured, like full flaps, gear down. By the time I got to the final approach fix on the approach. And even then, I was idle pretty much all the way down to maybe like 3/4 of a mile. If you weren't fully configured, I see no way in which you were gonna get this plane down. Lumberhack says he quits. Why is that, Lumber?
Air 2 Romeo Foxtrot Denver, center Ida.
Quick align.
Air 2 Romeo Foxtrot, freighter contact 2 miles
2047.
southwest of Eagle County Airport. Climb and maintain level 210.
All right. Oh, I got you, Brendan. All right. Have a good night, Lumber. You done great, man. Lost Kiwi says he was a bit fast. It happens. Eagle Tower, Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, short 25.
Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, Eagle Tower, good evening, runway 25, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 25, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, clear right. Clear left. Okay. Clocky 180, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. $7,000-foot drop from AWOC to the runway. Yeah. It's quite the gradient. Like we come in here, we've come in here a few times with airliners, and it's absolutely insane finding the airliners in here because they do not want to make that drop. Like, I think they do it in the real world, but I don't know how. XP Aviator, good to see you. How you doing? Hey, happy Friday.
2 Romeo Fox, try to get in the soup. Thank you.
Okay. Let's do 206.
717 Tango Sierra, runway 25, 10803, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, 7 Tango Sierra. 206 as soon as we can, and then we'll go direct from there. Okay, lights, camera, and action. Let's go flying.
Air 2 Romeo Foxtrot leaving 12,500, clear direct Thompson.
Power set. Airspeed alive. Start rotation. Come on. Density altitude is real. Positive right gear. Start to turn. Holy crap, dude. It's intense.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, connect Denver Center, good day.
Denver Center, 7 Tango Sierra, we'll see you. Let's go gear up, or flaps up, I should say. Autopilot on here for this. And we're climbing Beaver 1. Denver Center, Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra, 7,800 climbing Beaver 1.
Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra, Denver Center, right on.
Alright, sub Tango Sierra. There's that. Continue to accelerate.
Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra's radar contact 3 miles southwest of Eagle County Airport. Climb and maintain level 250.
250, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright. 25,000 feet. Nope, that's the wrong one. 25,000 is right there. Okay, there's Cooper. So we need to be 13,100 by Apries. So we've actually still got plenty of time. Where that climb's going. Oh, hey, look at the vapor trails. Aww. They're cute. Look at that. Little X-Plane 11.3 feature.
Nice iPad.
Oh,
Hi.
Jesus. Well, this show not found. Thank you very much for the bits, man. I do appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. That's a lot of money to spend to tell me to get rid of my iPad. We need an iPad emoji. We might see if we can do something.
Retard.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Rudyism, thanks for 24 months. Thank you for the tier 2 sub, Rudyism. Cheers, buddy. Cheers to both you and this year not found. Appreciate it, guys. 1130 seems overzealous with the chemtrails. I think that I'm assuming that all the plane makers can adjust the intensity themselves.
Centennial clearance, clear 2,
I know if Toto's still here. Toto was doing some work on
the Gypsum 6 departure,
like spiraling. I don't even know what you would call them. Like spiraling vapor trails coming off of the TBMs prop the other day. He was live streaming that.
Departure frequency 120.47 squawk 6217.
But yeah, I don't know. Cat 3, good to see you. Welcome aboard. And Rudyism, happy Friday. Clay W21, good to see you. I'm not a fan of the 4-flight charts inverted. I do it for so I invert the actual charts, but I do not invert the like the en route and the VFR charts and whatnot. But I do the approach charts and stars and SIDS and whatnot are all inverted. Just it's all personal preference. It makes a huge difference in the cockpit, though. You know, here on the simulator, like, it doesn't matter. But in the cockpit itself, like, that's when I start to be like, all right, I like having the darker charts.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, clear direct Thompson.
Direct Thompson, 7 Tango Sierra.
Much needed.
Max, thanks for the bits, man. Cheers. I don't know if we can get away with an iPad emote, though. Like, there might be some copyright considerations on that. And Ghost Pod, thank you also for the bits. Cheers, my friend. Congrats on the instrument rating. Now go buy some diapers and formula. That's right, man. Feed my baby. That's what you guys are doing. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Until the devs fine-tune their products in Plane Maker, the particle effect will be exaggerated. Yeah. That's what I assumed. Call it a U-pad. Maybe I can find a way to do an iPad in the style of the taxiway signs. Tomorrow afternoon, I think, is going to be emote day, because I've got 4 new emote slots. Barring that, we'll do something on Sunday. Try to get the spots filled up. I've got here. I'll tell you guys. those that are sticking around can be in the know. Let me see. Moats, there we go. Air Fubar, thank you very much for the bits. Feed your baby. I'll do my best. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Emotes. I want to do a coffee mug. Like, the coffee mug is almost certainly going to happen because we need to have a non-alcoholic emote in here. I like GG because GG's fun, and an analog clock pointed at 5 o'clock is always good, especially if we can do it in the form of like an airplane thing. But I was thinking TCAS another plane, but you know that might be an opportunity to put the iPad emote sign on there and try to make that work. I think I can do that, no problem. But yeah, the coffee mug is definitely coming this weekend or early next week when I can get around to it. We're running SkyMax Pro, the real weather connector, and ooh, hey, I need to fix my climb rate. Gee, I want to climb. Yeah, 200 knots is fine. So let's get our nose down to touch because I was climbing a vertical speed mode and that's bad. So we're using SkyMax Pro, real weather connector, and FS Global Real Weather. The K-Lit emote needed. I have a feeling that's not going to pass the TOS. Call it a hunch. US Vet Lima Mike's good to see you. J Pilot 136, welcome aboard. Dan Bell 14, happy Friday. Hope you all are doing well. K-Lit emote would need to be a little rock in a canoe. Little rock in a canoe. Oh, you guys are terrible. We do have children in here, you know. It's all right. Yeah, so we got some modes coming. Can you ban VIPs? I'm sure you can. I'm sure the moderators can ban the VIPs. But let's not try it. We had plain Ben in here last week or on Monday getting a little antsy. Like anytime somebody said the word barrel, he was like, all right, banned, done, out of here. The first time he did it, he ended up gifting a subscription to the dude that he timed out after he untimed him out. Pure filth. Yeah. All right, what do we got here? Direct Thompson. I was hoping for Direct Thompson. So that's good. So we're about a half an hour or so till we get up there. I'm sure we're gonna have all sorts of icing and other issues coming into this airport. It should be pretty awesome. 404 maturity not found. Hell yeah. It's good stuff. Oh, excuse me. Getting late. I'm so tired today. I'm sorry, guys.
Retard.
Dr. Deathstalker, welcome to the View of the Month Club. Care of This URL Not Found. Thanks to both you guys. Cheers, and I appreciate it. Clay W21 says, are you the same Cirrus Max from YouTube? He is the same Cirrus Max from YouTube. The one and only 5 Mike Whiskey. Max is gonna be flying up to meet me.
19800 Eagle Tower, runway 25 clear for takeoff. Wind
to meet me for lunch on or breakfast on Sunday. He had to go rent a prop plane this weekend. That's where his life is at. I think the runway might be too small for him. Quantity, how you doing, man? It's been a couple weeks since we see you, buddy. How you doing? Happy Friday. Can you, Max, can you land that thing on a 3,500-foot runway? Like, is that enough? I don't know what the limitations are, so. Oh, man. So what's going on this week? So we got the flight coming up. I don't think I have anything going on next week. We're going to have the Monday stream again. So the Monday stream will be the either the Zevo 737 or the KEGE 737. I haven't decided. We're going to be flying from Seattle down to Portland, and then Portland, I think, to San Francisco or Reno. One or the other. Just to kind of get something a little bit longer for that second flight. I could, but it's a bit tight in its inspection right now. There you go. Now, imagine if you had some reversers in that sucker. Some reversers would be real nice. You know what plane has reversers? Yeah. Pretty much anything else. That's not the Eclipse or the Vision Jet we should go with. Nice to get the Oxbox with this lovely livery. It's pretty sweet. Fly Purdue was all jealous in here earlier. Yeah, well, we're hoping for some weather. I don't know. So the whole idea with oh, hey, we need to go standard. The whole idea with the front page stuff is that, like, we're trying to make stuff that appeals to a larger audience than just the, typical flight sim guys. And one of my buddies raised a good point that I should try to do a longer flight for the second flight to hang on and try to keep some of those people in. Because, like, the LA flight last week, we held a good chunk of people for the last, 20 minutes after I was off the front page. So I don't know. I gotta do some planning on that. That'll be one of my many jobs this weekend. Yeah, man, I'm thinking maybe the KEGE, because I know the KEGE works. I know Zebo, the Zebo is fantastic, but man, it's like I'm always gambling on those builds when I update it. You sent it to him, Oxbox. Okay, great, good deal. Psycorp, good to see you, buddy. How you doing? Oxbox, did you give him my tail number? Or did you give him his own tail number? That's an important question. All right, there's 25,000. Get our acceleration to cruise going here. And yeah, we got about 20 minutes till we're on the ground. You got 7 tangos here. Perfect. But yeah, the KEGE is awesome because the sound set is really good. And it's I love the KEGE, man. I know some people crap on it and whatnot, but it's not without its problems, but I still love the hell out of that plane. I suppose good from the north. Jackson holds a beautiful approach as well as SLC. Well, we could do Portland to Salt Lake.
Denver Center, section 1980 Zulu, 11,000 for.
I don't know. I'll look at my options and see what we got.
Citation 1980.
Still had 1,200 viewers during the reruns of the landings. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Yeah, people stuck around. So the goal or the challenge is turning those random views into returning people, like followers and people that are coming in. I know Nico and Max were both very generous with subscriptions gifting, and I fully intend to take advantage of the fact that there's 150 plus people that would not have been here before that have subscriptions. And end of the month, I'm going to send out a big blast saying, hey, everybody, we had a great month. It's great for everybody to stop by and, maybe see something new. And we welcome you to come back and say hi. And see if we can get some folks interested in coming back. Sweet toys, no white shirt, epaulets, and a skirt. Oh, yeah, Max. You're talking about Max, not me. This you're not found. Take it easy, man. Have a great night. We will see you later. Phoenix, Salt Lake City is awesome over the Grand Canyon. Yeah, that's a good idea, too. I mean, we've got 3 weeks of this to figure out. So, yeah, we've got a lot of time to sort of figure out, what the rest of the flights are going to be.
For 2 Romeo Foxtrot, clear direct shaft, descend and maintain 17,000.
Direct shaft, 17,000, thanks, 2RF.
Why did he get a shortcut? That's not fair. It's because I'm faster than him? Nobody wants to see me in a skirt. Yeah, you're right, they don't. Not a chance. Now, epilots, on the other hand, you know, we're going to have to get some for Flight Sim Expo. Lost Kiwi was saying to me today, or was saying today, like, he linked to some epilots, some of those, like, big, fuzzy, like, Admiral, like, I don't even know what you would call them. The Admiral epilots that have, you know, the flowing, like, ropes and stuff hanging off of them. He says, what's it going to take to get Cat to wear these things at Expo? I'm like, dude, it won't take much. If I have them, I'll wear them. They go really well with my F-14 Tomcat shirt. Lederhosen? Oh, that might be pushing it, man. Lederhosen seems like a lot of work.
November 7, Tango Sierra, contact number Center 120.47.
2047. We're already on 2047. 7 Tango Sierra.
7 Tango Sierra, my bad. Cross Thompson at 17,000, Denver, altimeter 3012.
Thompson, 17,000, 7 Tango Sierra. All right, so we got to go
I'm
down.
allowed to make a mistake 1 mile, right?
I'll give you one.
Good enough.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start down now. We're going to go vertical speed mode, and then we'll go down 2,000 feet per minute. Cross Thompson, 17,000. Harass the controller a little bit about his mistake. That's fine. All right. 90% I think we can get away with.
Foxtrot, contact Denver, departure 126.1.
Approach 26-1.
Pink Bermuda shorts. Hey man, I'll wear them. Whatever. I have a white linen shirt. I have a purple linen shirt too, by the way, which looks awesome on me. Skelly, good to see you, my friend. How you doing, Jeff? Worst flu this year lasted 7 days. Usually 3-day thing if I get it. Oh, that sucks, man.
For 2 Romeo Foxtrot.
Congratulations, by the way.
1, 5,000.
I know you sent me a text a few weeks ago, but I saw the official stuff. Congratulations. How can you memes without the aviators? Dude, I have aviators. Like I actually have a set of aviators.
Haven't had anyone
and
yet.
I wear them I wear them unironically.
We had a guy in Denver I heard about probably an hour and a half ago who got it, no problem.
Yeah, here we go. I have a set of these. They are which ones did I get? Yeah, whatever. I have those. CC Gray.
Scott 123 advising
yeah.
have the weather with a virtual.
Yeah, that's what I have. Awesome. They're awesome glasses. They're super comfortable. They actually fit my face. The problem, like, aviators unironically, because like that's what it takes for me to find sunglasses that actually fit on my face. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, they're too small. They look funny. They look goofy. Like I have a huge head, so yeah, it's a problem for me. An idea for more European viewers: stream earlier. Bullet DK, good to see you. Yeah, I mean the thing with Friday night, I we have this discussion pretty often, but this is the earliest I can stream on a Friday, and I have to like 7 o'clock gives me a pretty narrow window to get home from work, make dinner, get the stream ready, and then go. So the only way for me to really stream earlier would be to do on the weekends, and the weekends I usually have. Fortunately, and unfortunately, I usually have stuff going on during the day. So that's a goal of mine is to stream more during the week or during the weekends to try to do some EU stuff. But it doesn't fit the schedule right now.
Contact Denver approach 120.35.
2035 7 Tango Sierra. 2035 transfer. Let's grab the Centennial weather. 1,000. What the hell was that? Is that my autopilot shutting off? It's odd. All right, 2035. All right, so 35013, half mile, snow, mist, overcast 300, altimeter 3012. Denver approach, Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, flight level 188, descending 17,000 with the Centennial weather.
Eclipse 717 Tango Sierra Denver approach, roger.
Roger. Those are old school aviators. You get a pass for those. Yeah, that's right. I did have a set of Ray-Bans to be honest before, which are the fake aviators, and they look pretty good on me too. But I left them. I forgot them in a restaurant. All right, let's get anti-ice on. Miss Thompson by a little bit here, but we'll be close enough. But I wish I could stream earlier, honestly, and get some more of the EU folks in here. But Chewy and those guys do a pretty good job of covering y'all. I know it's all very different styles and whatnot, but do what we can. Speaking of Tomcat, do you plan to get that module? Yes, I already have it. All right, well, I don't have it. I have a pre-ordered copy. A friend of mine sent that to me as a gift. So when the Tomcat comes out, I'll be flying it. We'll probably do like we did.
2 Romeo Foxtrot after shaft landing 150 vector Xylus running 35 right approach.
Probably do like we did with the F-18. We'll do a stream one night, get all the guys together and try to find some some hijinks. Well, DK, thanks very much, man. I appreciate it.
Citation 800 across Thompson at 17,000.
All right, so we need to get that ILS chart up. ILS, KAPA.
Retard.
35 right. Airport diagram. Rying 87, thanks for 24 months. It's been 2 great years. Here's to another one. Congrats on the IR. Rying, thank you very much, man. Cheers to you, buddy. I do appreciate it. What zoom level do you use for ortho? 15 and 17. So we're going to be flying into 17 now as we get closer to Denver. But we took off out of 15 back there at Eagle.
So the 3512 Oakland Center, roger.
All right, so we got some VFR stuff out here, and it goes IFR pretty quickly once we get a little further down the path.
Number 2 Romeo Foxtrot.
Interested in how he's going to vector us around here, because we're going to fly essentially right over Denver at 17,000, it looks like. Got Max way up there ahead of us. He definitely got his shortcut today. That was quick. Maybe you can give some tip to flight chops. Ooh, burn. You know what? It's not it's everybody has different talents, different struggles and whatnot. I don't hold against flight chops for not having his instrument rating, because he's done a whole lot of cool stuff that, man, I wish I could really do.
Approach number 2 Fox is 15,000.
One can hope that this renewed focus that Flight Chops has on getting his IR done will actually manifest itself, but who knows? But I mean, you say it was quick. Like, it took me 7 months to get the rating. It was definitely some time. Although I had the hours in November, but then my child showed up, and that was kind of that. Nico, how you doing, buddy? Good evening to you as well, sir. Hope you're doing well on this fine Friday afternoon or evening, night. 10:05. We'll call it night. How are you liking SkyMax compared to some other weather engines? So SkyMax, remember, is just a visualization. So far, it's been pretty good. I'm interested in seeing what it's going to do here, where we have some pockets of weather, and we have this will be the first proper low IFR approach that I've done in SkyMax. So this is where I'm sort of this is the test for it. But I've been very happy with it so far. I think that it's accomplished. It's met my expectations. So I've had it's honestly it's a way better product than it was when it first came out. It's version 3 or 4, whatever this latest one is. Taco 83, good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
6 Oakland Center, roger. To descend via Bodega 3, arrival San Francisco.
There was 2 parts, wasn't it? Yeah. So there's 3 parts to getting your rating. There's the written exam, and then you have a check ride. The check ride consists of an oral exam followed by a practical test where you go flying. So the check ride was today. Might be going to Flight Sim Expo since Orlando's only an hour and a half north of me. You should. It'd be a good time.
7 Tango Sierra, descend to maintain 15,000.
15,000, 7 Tango Sierra. You should go to Expo, man. We're going to have them on at some point next month for some free publicity. Well, not free, but I got a free ticket out of it, so it's good. It's Denver. So far I'm not impressed because Denver's supposed to be low IFR. And we're definitely not seeing low IFR. There's one field out here reporting VFR, and I think it's kind of screwing everything up. But we should not be seeing Denver right now. And that's Centennial right there. We definitely shouldn't be seeing that. So I'm pushing an update through FS Global. We'll see if that fixes anything here. That was me.
123, descend to maintain. Looks like I can get you 6,000, descend to maintain 6,000.
I am officially instrument rating. Yes, Nico. I ran up to Sanford, Maine today, took the test, passed the test. And yeah, here we are. Couldn't be happier. FS Global Rule, it is, yeah. It's still sending. We do SkyMax, real world weather, FS Global external injector, so that's set. We can go up here to our flight. We can see that we're custom METAR file, so that's working. So everything's set up the way that it should be, and we can still see Denver and we can still see Centennial. So that's kind of a bit of a bummer.
7002 Eagle clearance clear to the Salt Lake City Airport.
This is the kind of stuff that got me with SkyMax a while ago, though. Like originally, why I ended up ditching it. And same thing as why I ditched Exenviro is that the low visibility sort of low IFR depiction is generally just wrong. X-plane default tends to get a lot better. So.
7002, read back correct.
I don't know if this is how it's going to draw it. Then we may just go back to default weather after this. I'm gonna be really disappointed though if I end up having visibility all the way down to the runway on this. Huge winter storm coming. Yeah, I've heard about that, man. Indiana's gonna get nailed with some snow. What's your weather? I got hard soup. Yeah, I mean, like, for whatever reason, we're reporting, skies clear. But Denver's IFR, low IFR, like, I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, it's all hosed. Because like Denver's reporting few clouds 14,000 broken 20. Latest weather.
123 clear direct to Ookla.
Yeah, I don't know.
2 Romeo Fox, set to maintain 9,000.
9,000, sir. 2 Romeo Fox.
Is all hosed. Interesting because it's typically been pretty good about handling these depictions. Yeah, default's pretty good. I used default for a while. I've just been experimenting with 13,000 7 Tango Sierra. I've just been experimenting with different stuff. 1300 feet per minute down to 13,000. There we go. So what we could do is put this into, let's stop FS Global, put SkyMax real weather into automatic, and bring this over and put it into real world conditions. So let's see what this does. So now we should get some pretty poopy weather coming in. Or the conditions can actually just get better. Good job. Good job, SkyMax. Well, we're direct after we do this, so He should give us a heading to fly. What is... I guess we'll just stay on the current heading. Yeah, so the current heading after Falcon, that's fine. Oh, there we go. All right, so it loaded in the poopy weather now. So the X-Plane real world stuff has gotten it. Something happened with FS Global that prevented it from actually loading that stuff. So that's good. We want Snow Thunder. We might get some.
7 take us here, finding 170.
170, 7 take us here. Probably the only thing the P3D has better is weather depiction. Yeah, man, without question. It bothers me sometimes, and other times I don't really care. You know, like I don't really care how good the clouds look. I don't really care about cumulonimbus clouds and things like that. What I care about is the low visibility and low ceiling depiction. Because when I want to go shoot some practice approaches and whatnot in the sim, like that's the thing that I want to see.
305 right, localized 2 Romeo Fox.
Let's breathe this real quick. Okay, so that's an RNAV approach. We don't want that. Instrument approach, ILS 35 right. ILS 35 right approach into Centennial Airport 111.3. 111.3 is set. Final approach course is going. Actually, we'll set this over to localizer, and the final approach course is going to be 351. 1 set. All right, so we are going to fly down to.
Continue left turn heading 320. Join the runway 35 right localizer.
Alright, left turn 320. We'll keep you on the loop now to Romeo Fox.
Okay. Final approach fix is going to be 8,000 feet or above. And down from there. Minimums today are going to be 200 feet AGL. Or the MDA, I should say, is 6085. 6085.
7002, Roger, runway 25, taxi Alpha.
In the event of a missed approach, we are going to fly straight ahead to 7,400 feet, then a right turn heading 160, 9,200. Intercept the Falcon 197 radial. Take that out to KAPA.
Established, cleared ILS, runway 35 right approach.
We're not going to do any of that. Because we're going to land. What weather injectors do I use? Creamer's good to see you. I generally use FS Global, but now we're using stock weather. Because FS Global screwed up. I'm actually happy to see poopy weather. I am, man. Well, that's because that's like when I want to practice stuff and do stuff in the sim, like that's how I want to do it. A chilly approach. Yeah, we'll see. Captain Tony Stark, good to see you. Have you tried Active Sky and SkyMax together? I have not. FS Global has been doing just fine for me. This is actually the first time that I've seen something like this happen. So we're using the stock. We're using stock X-Plane weather to like the weather engine, and then we're using SkyMax and real weather connector to put it all together and make it look nice. 15 and 17, yes, we're using 17 here, but 15 was what we took off of Eagle with for the zoom level. There will be no go-arounds in my airplane.
Go 702, Eagle
Should start getting a turn here.
7 take us here. You said to maintain 1,000.
11,000. 7 take us here. 11,000. Down. Vertical speed. Full power. Is this going to bring us below the Bravo? Nope. All right. I kind of want to see what FS Global does now. Give it a good hard kick in the butt. It's almost like it's pulling the wrong information.
260 vectors, Atlas runway 35 right approach.
2607, take us 0. 260.
Julia Fox to tower.
Nah, it's still wrong. So that's not even SkyMax. That's just
For 2 Romeo Fox,
that's we're pulling the wrong stuff.
18,
Reporting
19
14 and
Fox.
20, which is way wrong. All right, so we'll just leave the stock weather going. Stock engine.
For 2 Romeo Fox, Centennial Tower, runway 35 right, clear to land, wind 350 at 13. For 7 taking Sierra, descend and maintain 9,000.
9,000, 7 take us 0. 9,000, vertical speed, and down we go. Let's keep the speed down below 250. Lights are already on, so we're good there. And we are waiting. So we should get one more turn to the right, and then we're going to get told to intercept the localizer.
3 clear visual approach into the Tillamook Airport.
Centennial Tower will be nice, 18.9, 118, 90.
Airport cancellation of IFR in the air on the ground within 5 minutes of landing. Frequency changes approved.
Ian, good to see you, my friend. How you doing, buddy? It's a bit cloudy out, yeah.
723 Roger, IFR cancellations received.
Ooh, it's also snowing. Good thing I have my anti-ice on. I'm getting trolled at KAPA. A little bit, yeah. I like that. Yeah.
So 7 take us here is 2 miles from G-Dog. Turn right heading 320, maintain 9,000 until established on the localizer. Clear to Alice, runway 35 right approach.
320, 9,000 till established. Clear to ILS 35 right approach. 7 take us here. All right, let's make the speed back. We're going to watch that localizer come in. Once the localizer comes in, we're going to hit the loc button, or the nav button over here, I should say. That'll intercept the localizer. Okay, there it goes. Nav. A little bit of juice in it. There, we'll turn in. Now we're going to watch the vertical for movement. Once the vertical happens, we'll go to approach mode. That bar right there. Easy. I can see the ground though, which is disappointing. First look is basically a cannonball run. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fox, Roger.
Yeah, how are we doing here? G-Dog is the final approach fix, so we should get tower here pretty soon.
Ventura, Fox, just going to be said you have the runway or you don't and you're going around.
Uh-oh. Okay, we got movement. Let's go approach mode. My airplane.
Ventura, Fox, Roger, I heard and I thought I heard something different. Where are you parking today? 2 Romeo Fox, Roger, taxi to parking V Alpha.
Just first notch flaps. Into here.
70 Roger, contact Denver Center, see you. 7 taking you'll see her at G-Dog, contact Centennial Tower.
Tower G-Dog, 7 taking 0. Okay, G-Dog's 8.1 DME. We can start down.
Go 702 Denver Center, radar contact, climb, maintain flight level 230.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Like you can, I guess it would be realistic that you would get breaks here and there in the visibility and the weather and whatnot, but I guess we'll see once we get a little closer to the airport what it looks like.
Citation 80 Zulu, contact Denver, approach
Oh, I configured myself way too early.
120.35.
Oops. Oh well, whatever. All right, yeah, this is doing all right. And there's G-Dog. Oh, actually no, one more mile.
Denver approach citation 198 Zulu at 17,000.
Citation 80 Zulu, Denver approach, roger, fly, heading 170 vectors out, showing 35 right approach, descend and maintain 15.
Retard.
Can you get that off? Thanks for 9 months.
Expecting vectors to
Press
the
past the
ILS
check ride. Good luck getting the bird down to the
approach
sea.
and
Yeah.
down to 15,000 Zulu.
I think we'll be okay. All right, there's tower. Centennial Tower, Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, ILS 35 right.
Eclipse 717, Tango Sierra, Centennial Tower, wind 350 tree, runway 35 left, correction 35 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 35 right, 7 Tango Sierra. Yeah, see, this is where it always fell on its face for me. I have the runway. It's supposed to be half-mile visibility. That's disappointing. It's all right though. Whatever. Might switch back to stock stuff next week. And give that a whirl. We can find some low vis stuff. All right. Anyway, gear down at 3 green. Flaps are going full now. $1,000 to go. Yeah, and overcast 300, which definitely not overcast 300. It's possible there's some issues though with how X-Wing's pulling the weather in.
Center 133.2.
I don't know.
Citation 80 Zulu, center maintain 13,000.
That's fine. 100 knots. Trim the airplane. All right, gear flaps, lights, runway clearance.
For 7 Tango Sierra, last aircraft reported breakout at minimums.
7 Tango Sierra. Yeah, not me. Flaps. Down we go. $200. $100 above. Minimums in sight. Interesting. I got the lights. I got the runway. All right. Well, it's crappy on the ground. Not so much in the air. Ooh, that braking action, though. No, we're not going to make that. It's actually fine, because we can go Alpha 9, it looks like. Actually, we're going to go Signature up here. Love the turn right there, but that ain't going to work. Let's give a little bit of gas. Come on, let's go. The ground friction of this plane is the one thing that always bothered me. I have a hard time believing the plane is this difficult to get going. Could be wrong though. Centennial ground, Eclipse 717, Tango Sirius, clear Alpha 9 for Signature.
Eclipse 7 Tango Sierra, Signature via Alpha, this will be.
Signature Alpha 7 Tango Sierra, have a great night. Okay, turn the beacon off, turn the landing lights off.
7002, climb maintain, follow 300, contact Denver Center 133.6.
We made it! All the blow dryers shouted back, yeah, right?
Citation
I hate the snow. I hate the snow on the runway animation, man. It's so bad.
260 to center maintain 9,000.
Whatever, though. It's give and take, buddy. I mean, you. There's some things that work that are great, some things that don't. Just take one thing at a time. Go to MGM. I don't know where that's at. We're gonna call it quits tonight, though. Thank you, Tech Law. Jay Barrett, good to see you. 626 Echo Delta, welcome aboard. Simulator 72, thank you for 2 months of support. Says congrats on the rating. Thank you very much, man. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate it. When 11.3 is supposed to be precip changes, they said they're adding things, not changing the snow effects. I'm sure eventually they'll fix the snow stuff. Like, they've been pretty good about fixing stuff lately. They've been super good about that stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Centennial Airport. We made it. Against all odds. All right, let's just go for PilotEdge. Let's go do a replay. Check this sucker out. Floated. Come down, what, down here-ish? That's where the touchdown was at. Yeah, I started the flare way too high. Still pretty happy with that, whatever. We floated it a bit, but it's not too bad. Still well within the touchdown zone. Ish. I mean, tower view's not going to do us any good here. Passenger view. No vapor trails in this one. Brad March, take it easy. UAL 4777, good to see you. Good night, Bullet DK. Okay. I like it. Well, folks, that was it. It's a good night tonight. I apologize it's a little short tonight, but I am so tired right now. Thank you all guys for coming out, and gals. Who is streaming? Who's streaming? Jeff is streaming. Let's go watch Jeff. Chili streaming, Captain K-Man, Bill Ferrelli, Sky Lounge. A lot of guys go say hi too. Thank you all guys for coming out, and gals for coming out tonight, having fun tonight. Hopefully tonight. How many times am I gonna say tonight now? Boy, I'm really tired. So we will be back on Monday at 5:30 Eastern time for a nice little front page stream again. And barring that, if we miss you then, we'll see you on next Friday. So thank you all so much for coming out. Have a safe and wonderful weekend. And we will see you soon. Toodles.